Chapter 942. The garage was filled with smoke and the strong smell of alcohol. The men and women inside were all very crazy. Some of them were sucking on white powder and were in a very high state. There were even a few couples who stripped naked and had sex in the hall in front of everyone. The people around them, however, were playing with their own things, as if they were not surprised by such a passionate scene. The whole house was filled with shouts and excited moans. As soon as Yuqing entered the house, he was stunned by the chaotic scene inside. "Peter, come here quickly. We need someone to play cards." Peter was pulled back by two brawny men as soon as he entered the house. Peter shook off their arms and said, "Is Big Bro Black Bear here?" "Big Bro Black Bear is playing with a girl. He just kidnapped a Chinese chick from the street. She's tall and sexy with big breasts. You better not look for Big Bro now. If you anger Big Bro, you know what will happen." Peter spoke to the mafia members in English, and Yuqing translated for Qin Feng. After translating, Peter continued to persuade Qin Feng to take the opportunity to escape. Yuqing really didn't want to stay here for another minute. Of course, Qin Feng wouldn't escape. He came all the way to the mafia base and didn't even kill a single person. How could he leave? That wasn't Qin Feng's style. When Peter heard that Big Bro was doing business, he was in a difficult position. He really didn't dare to disturb Big Bro at this time. "Peter, what's wrong with those two Chinese pigs? Why did you bring Chinese pigs to the base?" The two brawny men who were talking to Peter suddenly looked at Qin Feng and Yuqing. Their gazes were full of contempt as if they looked down on Chinese. Yuqing was more or less angry, but he didn't dare to show it. Peter said in English, "That ugly man is the one who killed Leon and kicked Akuma's egg not long ago. I caught him and waited for Big Bro to punish him." When they heard Qin Feng's identity, the two brawny men immediately slammed the table and stood up. They shouted at the top of their lungs, "Brothers, we found the bastard who killed Leon!" Clatter! In an instant, all the gangsters who were playing cards stood up. Some of them even overturned the table. The couples who were fighting did not stop. However, the men carried the women over to Qin Feng and Yuqing and continued to exercise in front of everyone. All of a sudden, 50 to 60 gangsters from the mafia surrounded him. Yuqing was so scared that his legs began to tremble vigorously. He was disgusted in his heart. What kind of life did the gangsters live? Eating, drinking, whoring, and gambling from day to night, living in darkness. Yuqing wouldn't even want to live such a life. "Brat, you're the one who killed Leon? Are you Huaxia people that arrogant? Fuck. How dare he come to the mafia's base after killing Leon? I'll keep you alive and tie you up like a dog, just like those slaves." A gangster pointed to a corner. Qin Feng and Yuqing looked over. There were indeed a few people in the corner. These people were American and Huaxia people. There were both men and women. They had iron chains around their necks and iron hoops around their ankles to prevent them from escaping. There were a few dozen slaves, and all of them were dressed in rags. There was a metal bowl in front of them, and the food inside was disgusting. Even dogs wouldn't eat food that looked like vomit. These people were listless and skinny. It was obvious that they had been abused for years. Yuqing felt a chill in his heart. Qin Feng's expression also darkened slightly. "Haha. Huaxia pigs, these two women are from Huaxia. I saw them on the street and wanted to play with them, but they weren't willing. So I captured them and brought them back. Now, I play with them every day." A gangster walked to the corner and pulled one of the women's hair. He took off his pants and started to bully her. Yuqing's face was ashen. That woman was also a Huaxia compatriot. Seeing a Huaxia person being abused like this, Yuqing wanted to fight with these bastards. Animals, you bunch of animals. Save me, big brother, hurry and save me." Even Qin Feng was stunned. Suddenly he heard a blood-curdling scream. It was a very young girl among the men and women who were fighting. She was screaming with all her might. This girl didn't look to be more than 17 or 18 years old. She was probably just captured. Her skin was still fair and tender, unlike the people in the corner, who were dark and skinny. Hearing the Chinese woman scream, the gangsters in the garage whistled excitedly. The gangster who was carrying the girl suddenly sped up, causing the girl's scream to become even more ear-piercing. Animals, a bunch of animals. Yu Qing suddenly cursed. He was still a bit afraid of these gangsters, but the anger in his heart made him want to curse. Let go of that girl. Qin Feng's face turned cold, and traces of blood appeared in his eyes. Ha ha! I won't let go. I'm going to kill her in front of you. What can you do to me? The man became even more agitated. He increased his strength and whipped Qin Feng with his belt. Whoosh! A white light flashed. Qin Feng didn't say anything. His actions showed the anger in his heart. Time seemed to stop for 2 seconds. In Qin Feng's eyes, time stopped. In everyone's eyes, everything was normal. The house was filled with the little girl's scream and the gangsters' excited cheers and whistles. Roar! 2 seconds later, the man who was exorcising let out a loud cry. His upper body flew out and fell into a pool of blood. His lower body was still standing on the ground. It moved a few times due to inertia, then crashed to the ground. Bang! The sound of the crash wasn't loud, and many gangsters didn't even hear it. However, the surroundings immediately quieted down because everyone saw the strange scene. The man who was bullying the little girl a second ago was now separated from her body. He couldn't be more dead. Moreover, it seemed like nothing had happened. No one knew how the man became like this. The little girl was scared silly and couldn't stop screaming. Qin Feng pulled her behind him and pushed her to Yu Qing. Take her out! Yu Qing finally came back to his senses. He immediately took off his jacket and put it on the girl. Then, he pulled the girl to the entrance of the garage. Bang! After a short moment of silence, there was a crisp sound. A white brawny man with long blonde hair casually smashed the wine bottle on the table. He walked towards Qin Feng with half a glass shard. Chinese pig, did you do this? You dare to behave atrociously in the mafia's base? I'll teach you a lesson. With an angry roar, the white brawny man grabbed the broken wine bottle and stabbed it towards Qin Feng's face. Yu Qing was so scared that he cried out. Halfway through, Yu Qing suddenly stopped because he heard a heart-wrenching scream. However, it wasn't Qin Feng's voice. The originally noisy underground garage fell into silence. Only the white brawny man's roar could be heard. The glass bottle that was originally aimed at Qin Feng was now stabbed into the brawny man's face. The brawny man seemed to have gone blind. His face was covered in blood, and quite a bit of it dyed his blonde hair. He looked even scarier than a vampire. Everyone present was a member of the Mafia. The Mafia was an underground organization. Which one of them hadn't fought before? Which one hadn't killed before? No one dared to act ruthlessly in front of the Mafia. Cruelty was the synonym for these members. However, many of the Mafia members were frightened when they saw the scene before them. The cruel and bloody scene made their hearts beat faster. Fuck! Chinese pig, you're courting death! Brothers, grab your weapons and kill this Chinese pig! Soon, some people regained their senses. Then, the underground garage exploded. More than 50 members of the Mafia picked up their weapons and pounced on Qin Feng like a tidal wave. It's over! It's over! Quick, run, let's run! Yu Qing was so scared that his voice began to tremble. He originally thought that if he came to the Mafia's base, he might be able to save Qin Feng's life. In the end, Qin Feng attacked as soon as he arrived. It was a complete surprise to Yu Qing. Yu Qing had already started to run out, but he didn't see Qin Feng following him. Qin Feng stood at the entrance of the garage. His gaze had long since turned cold. These Mafia members were all devoid of conscience. The incident with Han Ying was just one of the evil things they did every day. Qin Feng would never show mercy to these evildoers. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In the enclosed garage, there was no ventilation at all. Yet, there was a continuous gust of wind. The wind whistled, startling the Mafia members. They didn't know where the wind came from. There was a blurry white light flashing in the surroundings. The white light flashed with a strong murderous aura. The sound of skin being cut came from the garage. Then, blood spurted out, followed by everyone's ghostly wails and wolf howls. The garage, which was already in a foul and messy state, had now turned into a living hell. The smell of alcohol mixed with the smell of blood couldn't escape from the enclosed garage. It was as disgusting as a super junkyard. More than 50 mafia hoodlums were enough to destroy a Chinatown. Their destructive power was unpredictable. But in front of Qin Feng, these people were like a group of babies who had just learned to crawl. They didn't even touch Qin Feng's body. They didn't have time to shoot, but they all fell to the ground one by one. What's going on? Yu Qing ran halfway, but he was still worried about Qin Feng. In the end, he ran back. But just as he turned the corner, Yu Qing was dumbstruck by the scene in front of him. There was no one standing in the garage. The arrogant and despotic hoodlums from before were all on the ground. Some were rolling in pools of blood and howling in pain. Some were motionless. They were probably already dead. Yu Qing couldn't use common sense to explain this. He'd only been gone for less than a minute. In that 1 minute, more than 50 hoodlums were taken down by Qin Feng? And they were taken down in such a cruel manner? How did Qin Feng do it? If you're not used to it, take the girl outside and wait for me. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Qin Feng didn't think Yu Qing would run back. He thought more and more of this person. Chapter 943. Motherfucker, don't you know I'm busy? You're rebelling outside. Just as Yu Qing pulled the girl out, a tall and sturdy man walked out of the innermost row of the garage. The sturdy man was a black man. He was more than 2 meters tall, and his burly body was like a small mountain. He cursed as soon as he came out, but he stopped abruptly halfway. His eyes were about to fall out of their sockets. Looking at the scene in front of him, he even felt like he was transported to another world. Who are you? Behind the sturdy black man stood a short white man. The white man's body was flowing with a strange energy wave. He came back to his senses before the black man and stared at Qin Feng with a pair of blue eyes. Motherfucker! You're a Chinese pig. You dare to cause trouble in the mafia base? I'll blow your head off with one shot. The sturdy black man also came back to his senses. He was so angry that smoke was coming out of his head. The black man grabbed the rifle on his back and pulled it out. He aimed it at Qin Feng and shot. Bang, bang, bang. The rifle's movement was huge, and every shot was like a muffled thunder. After 3 shots, Black Bear stopped. His eyes fell to the ground, and he was so shocked that he couldn't speak. Qin Feng disappeared for a moment, and then stood in his original position. Qin Feng wasn't injured, or rather, he wasn't hurt at all. Black Bear didn't know how Qin Feng did it. This Chinese pig could actually dodge bullets? And it was a rifle bullet. The white man standing behind Black Bear had a strange look in his eyes. No one knew what he was thinking. Black Bear still hadn't come back to his senses. Qin Feng said indifferently. You're Black Bear? I'm the mafia boss, Black Bear. Who are you, brat? The sturdy black man looked arrogant and angry, but in reality, he was a bit scared. It's good that you're Black Bear. I'm here to send you off. After confirming Black Bear's identity, Qin Feng didn't waste any words. He casually clapped his hands and a white light flashed. Black Bear didn't notice at all. He raised his rifle and wanted to shoot again. The short white man standing behind him suddenly changed his expression. He suddenly closed his index finger, as if he was activating some kind of ability. Buzz! A strange energy wave rippled out in all directions, and a layer of ice appeared in front of the Black Bear. The wind blade fell on the layer of ice, and a crisp sound rang out. The ice was incomparably hard, and only a small scratch appeared. Bang! The Black Bear fired a shot, and the rifle bullet hit the ice. The mark left behind was not much different from the wind blade. Lord William Hill, what happened to you? When Black Bear saw the layer of ice in front of him, he immediately realized that something was wrong. He looked at William Hill in surprise. The layer of ice was still in front of the two of them. Qin Feng couldn't see the two of them clearly because of the wall of ice. William Hill's cold voice came from behind the layer of ice. "Who are you? Why did you come to the Mafia base?" Qin Feng was stunned for a moment. He realized that William Hill was actually an ice-type mutant. Moreover, from William Hill's name, this guy was obviously from the William family. One of the main reasons Qin Feng came to America to film this time was to complete the mission. Stop the William family's plan. Not long ago, Qin Feng upgraded the Hero Alliance, but he couldn't get in touch with Li Xingtian. Qin Feng didn't know what went wrong. Now that he had coincidentally met a member of the William family, Qin Feng's mind moved closer to the mission. "Who are you? How can you create ice out of thin air?" Qin Feng pretended to be ignorant and asked William Hill. Black Bear came to his senses and laughed proudly. "Ha ha! Chinese pig, you must be a Chinese ancient martial artist. But that's useless. Don't think you're great just because you've learned some martial arts. The Mafia isn't as simple as you think. The person beside me is from the William family in America. The Mafia has long submitted to the William family. They can kill you in minutes." Black Bear was so agitated that he blurted out everything. William Hill glared at Black Bear, and he was so scared that he immediately covered his mouth and kept quiet. "William family in America? I've never heard of it. Is it a powerful family?" Qin Feng continued to play dumb. Black Bear didn't dare to speak anymore. This time, William Hill spoke. "Don't ask if you don't know. You won't have the chance to find out anyway. Since you're here to die, I'll fulfill your wish." Fortunately, Black Bear and William Hill could speak some Chinese. Otherwise, Qin Feng would have to ask Yu Qing to translate for him. Whoosh! As soon as William Hill finished speaking, a wind-breaking sound came from the air. It didn't sound like wind breaking. It was as if the air had solidified. An ice spike that was dozens of meters long extended from William Hill's hand to Qin Feng. In the blink of an eye, it was about to pierce Qin Feng's heart. William Hill's eyes gleamed with amusement. He could almost see the scene of Qin Feng's heart being pierced through. Rumble. Suddenly, a ball of flame appeared and instantly melted the ice spike in front of Qin Feng. Fire and ice had never been able to coexist. However, when the fire of destruction encountered the ice thorns, it was as if it had encountered a fuse. It quickly shot toward Black Bear and William Hill before hitting the ice wall in front of them. Bang! A loud noise reverberated. The sturdy ice wall instantly shattered, and the Black Bear flew directly to the door behind it. Its bones were about to fall apart. William Hill's reaction was faster, and he leaped to avoid the fireball that was flying towards him. After he steadied himself, William Hill's eyes shone with astonishment. He started to size up Qin Feng again. The disdain in his eyes was nowhere to be seen. After a long time, William Hill asked in astonishment, "Why, you're also a mutant?" Qin Feng ignored William Hill. He looked at Yu Qing and the little girl who were standing at the door and said, "President Yu, please release those slaves." Yu Qing was still in a daze. What he saw today completely shattered his decades of knowledge and common sense. Yu Qing knew that Qin Feng was very powerful and could take someone's life with a wave of his hand, but he never imagined that Qin Feng could shoot out a fireball with just a lift of his hand. And that guy named William Hill, he could actually condense ice? What kind of weird people are they? Ah? Oh. Yu Qing couldn't understand these strange things no matter how hard he racked his brain. He nodded dumbly and asked the little girl to stay at the door, while Yu Qing ran to the corner of the wall to rescue the slaves. Cough, cough! Lord William Hill, no, we can't let those people go. Black Bear was lying in a pool of blood and coughing nonstop. William Hill glared at Black Bear and ignored Yu Qing's behavior. At this moment, William Hill's heart was filled with shock and fear. Mutants were divided into different levels. The higher the level, the more powerful the mutant's ability. To put it simply, the ice released by a rank 4 ice mutant was much stronger than a rank 3 ice mutant. William Hill was now a rank 4 ice mutant. His ice was easily destroyed by the fireball released by the Chinese man. William Hill could roughly guess that Qin Feng was at least a rank 5 fire mutant. Even in the huge William family, a level 5 arcanist was a rare existence. What do we do now, Zhen Shuai? Yu Qin quickly rescued the slaves. These people had been tortured to the point that their nerves had gone haywire. They were all smiling at Qin Feng like idiots. The situation had changed completely beyond Yu Qin's expectation. He brought Qin Feng here to plead for mercy, but he found out that Qin Feng was here to cause trouble. The arrogant mafia boss Black Bear was nothing in Qin Feng's eyes. Yu Qin believed that if Qin Feng was not willing, Black Bear would die at any moment. Wait outside with them for a while, Qin Feng said. Yu Qin was now completely obedient to Qin Feng. Whatever Qin Feng said, he would do. Yu Qin hurriedly brought the group of people to stay at the entrance of the garage, not daring to go anywhere. Qin Feng had already walked towards William Hill. William Hill was so scared that his legs were trembling. What do you want? It's just a misunderstanding between us. Don't do anything stupid. I can recommend you to the William family in America. You will be nurtured heavily. William Hill knew that he was no match for this Chinese man. He did not want to fight anymore. All he wanted now was to reconcile with Qin Feng. Black Bear was stupefied by this scene. In Black Bear's heart, Lord William Hill was a godlike existence. He could release ice out of thin air and kill people with a wave of his hand. However, William Hill was pleading with the Chinese man in front of him. Even though he had seen it with his own eyes, Black Bear couldn't accept it. Qin Feng was a little excited, but his face was expressionless. What the hell is the William family? You want me to develop there? I don't even care about the mafia. Do you think I care about the William family? My Chinese friend, why you don't understand the power of the William family? The mafia is nothing. They have long been subdued by the William family. The William family has nurtured a large group of mutants. They are people with special abilities like you and me. With your current strength, if you join the William family, you won't have to worry for the rest of your life. William Hill took the initiative to tell Qin Feng about the William family. Qin Feng pretended to be moved, but he still refused. You are a dying man. Of course, you will say something nice. Anyway, I'm not familiar with America. I won't be able to tell if you are lying. Qin Feng was 1 meter away from William Hill. William Hill was getting more and more afraid. Even he did not know what to be afraid of. In short, Qin Feng's body emitted a strong aura. It was so strong that William Hill could not breathe. I didn't lie to you. That's right, why your friend lives in America, right? Why you can ask him. He must know about the William family. William Hill suddenly thought of Yu Qin. Black Bear was depressed to death. Lord William Hill was begging this Chinese pig to join the William family? And this Chinese pig looked like he despised the William family. Chapter 944. Qin Feng looked at the entrance of the garage. Yu Qin stood at the entrance with a group of rescued slaves. President Yu, do you know about the William family? Yu Qin was so shocked that he almost fell. The mafia was powerful enough in his eyes, but the William family was on a whole different level. It was an existence that he, Yu Qin, could never come into contact with normally. Why yes, I know. They're very powerful. Yu Qin didn't know what words to use to describe the William family. In fact, he didn't know much about the William family either. Yu Qin had only heard about the William family from others. See, I didn't lie to you. If you come with me to the William family, I promise you'll have a more honorable identity and more powerful skills. I'll make you 10 times more powerful than you are now. William Hill heaved a sigh of relief. He was afraid that Yu Qin would say, I don't know. Then William Hill would be scared to death. Qin Feng felt it was funny to see William Hill throwing out all kinds of bait to tempt him. Of course, Qin Feng wanted to infiltrate the William family. He was just whetting William Hill's appetite. So, the William family is indeed powerful. But you and Black Yak wanted to kill me just now. Why would I spare you? Qin Feng suddenly laughed coldly. This laughter was too terrifying. It was like the sound of death coming from the mouth of a demon from hell. William Hill trembled in fear. Black Bear was also trembling with anger. Chinese pig, you called me Black Yak? Do you want to die? I'm Black Bear. Black Bear wasn't afraid of Qin Feng, or rather, he wasn't as afraid of Qin Feng as William Hill was. Black Bear didn't know the power of ancient warriors and mutants. He knew Qin Feng could shoot fireballs, but Black Bear had a gun. He didn't believe that he couldn't hit Qin Feng. Bang, 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 bang. As soon as Black Bear finished speaking, he started shooting crazily with the rifle in his hand. Black Bear emptied more than 10 bullets in a few breaths. At this moment, the rifle made clicking sounds as if it was empty. The rifle's power was so great that it exploded everywhere it hit. The underground garage, which was already filled with a foul stench of blood and smoke, was now filled with dust. Broken glass shards, wood shavings, and iron pieces fell all over the ground. It was difficult to see the surroundings clearly. Qin Feng disappeared. From the moment He Xiong fired the first shot, Qin Feng had disappeared. Yu Qing and the others stood at the corner of the door. Everyone was so scared that their hearts raced. They didn't know if Qin Feng was dead or alive. Everyone hoped that Qin Feng was alive. He was the hero in everyone's hearts. The garage was silent. William Hill and the big Black Bear did not speak. William Hill was scared out of his wits. He gritted his teeth and glared at Black Bear, wishing he could slap this idiot to death. Black Bear also realized the serious consequences. He realized that he seemed to have underestimated the strength of that Huaxia pig. Xiao! The wind howled. With a flash of white light, Black Bear's hand on the trigger fell to the ground. It was so fast that Black Bear didn't even have time to react. He didn't feel any pain and subconsciously looked at his right hand. There was an empty space below his arm. His palm and half of his arm were gone. Black Bear was so scared that his heart stopped beating. Roar! 2 seconds later, the Black Bear's heart-wrenching scream rang out from the garage. William Hill broke out in a cold sweat. This time, even he didn't notice the white light. He didn't know how Qin Feng had attacked. This Chinese man was too strange. Even a paranormal like William Hill was afraid of Qin Feng. Whoosh! The sound of air freezing exploded. It was William Hill who had regained his senses. He activated his special ability as soon as he regained his senses. However, it was not to attack Qin Feng. The ice spike pierced through Black Bear's head. Black Bear, who was screaming in pain, fell to the ground. The garage fell into silence again. Yu Qing couldn't help but scream. Before today, the Mafia was an untouchable existence in Yu Qing's eyes. But in just a few minutes Yu Qing's worldview had been turned upside down. Yu Qing realized that the Mafia was nothing more than this. The big brother of the Mafia, Black Bear, was just a lackey. This demon who could summon the wind and summon the rain in the eyes of ordinary people was just an ant in the eyes of Qin Feng and the others. Black Bear died just like that. The big brother of the Mafia was no longer breathing. It seemed like the entire Mafia was going to be destroyed by Qin Feng alone. The organization that had dominated the American underworld for decades collapsed in an instant. Everything happened too fast. It was beyond Yu Qing's scope of acceptance. Not only him, but the girl who was bullied earlier also screamed. The dozens of slaves who were abused screamed with different emotions. What do you mean? Qin Feng looked at William Hill coldly. William Hill was shocked. He didn't understand what Qin Feng meant. What else could William Hill mean? He had killed Black Bear. Obviously, he wanted to flatter Qin Feng and improve the relationship between him and Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng didn't seem to be satisfied with this method. My Chinese friend, that big Black Yak is blind. This kind of person deserves to die. William Hill looked at Qin Feng with a face full of smiles. Qin Feng curled his lips. Of course he's going to die, but it depends on how he dies. I was going to hack him into 1,000 pieces and then throw him under the sun to die. You killed him so easily. Who do you think I should torture? A cold smile flashed in Qin Feng's eyes. William Hill was so scared that tears came out of his eyes. He thought he was a cruel and merciless person who killed people like killing chickens. However, after seeing Qin Feng, William Hill felt that he was too kind in the past. Don't torture me. We're good friends. William Hill hurriedly begged for mercy. Are we good friends? We just met, right? Qin Feng said with a smile. No. That's not it. Some people can't be friends even if they know each other for a lifetime. Some people become friends with benefits after seeing each other once. No, we become best friends. You and I are the latter. I was deeply attracted by your domineering aura when I saw you. We'll definitely become good friends. Oh, right. I still want to introduce you to the William family. Why you can't kill me? William Hill was so scared that his soul almost left his body. Qin Feng was amused by his timid appearance. Qin Feng's expression was still cold. He thought for a while and said, Then, when are you going to bring me to the William family? Qin Feng's thoughts jumped too quickly. William Hill froze for a while before coming back to his senses. I'll go back and recommend you to the William family's higher-ups. Then, the family will send a representative to review your situation. With the strength of your fire ability, you'll definitely be favored by the family's higher-ups. Qin Feng curled his lips impatiently. Why is it so troublesome? Now I don't want to go to the William family anymore. Otherwise, I'll just kill you. Thump. William Hill couldn't take it anymore. His legs went soft, and he knelt in front of Qin Feng. William Hill used to be a godlike person. He never thought that one day, he would be so scared that he would kneel to someone. Bro, don't worry. When I get back, I'll take care of your matter. I definitely won't let you wait for too long. Qin Feng said those words on purpose to scare William Hill. The filming of Hedonist Sovereign was almost done. Qin Feng had to hurry and complete the William family's task. Then I'll give you 3 days. After 3 days, you'll die from the poison. When Qin Feng finished speaking, he stabbed a needle into William Hill's head. William Hill looked at the black silver needle in Qin Feng's hand and asked with a confused expression. Bro, what did you do to me just now? Nothing. This is a Chinese poison needle. If you don't have the antidote in 3 days, your body will rot and die. Qin Feng explained indifferently. After all, he wasn't the one dying. William Hill seemed to have heard of Chinese acupuncture before. He was so scared that his face turned pale. I'll definitely take care of it in 3 days. Bro, don't forget to detoxify me then. William Hill knew that Qin Feng wouldn't detoxify him now. He only hoped that when he introduced Qin Feng to the William family, this Chinese man wouldn't go back on his word. After talking about the William family, Qin Feng completely lost interest in William Hill. Is there anyone else in the room? Why, there are a few Chinese girls in there. They were all caught by Black Bear. I didn't do anything, really, William Hill said while trembling. Seeing William Hill's reaction, Qin Feng knew that the women in the room were tortured. Qin Feng kicked William Hill's butt, and William Hill fell to the door of the storage room. Yu Qing and the others were shocked. You can leave now, Qin Feng said coldly. William Hill felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted from his shoulders. He ignored the pain in his body and got up to run out. Yu Qing brought a group of people to Qin Feng's side. Xing Shuai, let's hurry and leave. There are still some people in the room. Go and check. Save those who can be saved. Only Qin Feng and the others were left standing in the underground parking lot. Blood flowed like a river on the ground, and some of the surviving mafia members were moaning in pain. Yu Qing and the dozen people who were saved went to check the room. After 5 minutes, they brought another 7 or 8 people out. You guys leave first. Qin Feng gestured to Yu Qing, and Yu Qing hurriedly left with the others. No one knew what Qin Feng was going to do, but they all listened to Qin Feng. These slaves were saved by Qin Feng. It wasn't just a life, it was a rebirth. If Qin Feng didn't save these people today, They didn't know how long they would be tortured by the mafia members. They were tortured every day and lived in darkness. It was worse than death. Rumble. Rumble. Just as Yu Qing and the others left, Qin Feng shot out a dozen fireballs. The destructive fire raged and burned the underground parking lot in an instant. Chapter 945. For the next few days, Qin Feng continued to shoot the movie while waiting for news from William Hill. The filming of Hedonist Sovereign went very smoothly. Later on, the filming location was changed from Chinatown to other places. Almost all of the main landmarks and architectural attractions of Watson City were filmed. Qin Feng realized that his trip to America was not in vain. He had traveled from China to America, and it was a wonderful feeling. Ha! What the hell are you guys doing? No. Keep shooting. Qin Feng was quite excited that he would be able to extend his acting skills to the White House. However, things didn't go as smoothly today because Director Henry and Director Tom were discharged from the hospital. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. Ever since they were beaten up by Ma Xinxin and the other girls at the party, they had been lying in the hospital recuperating. According to the doctor's advice, they had to stay in the hospital for another week. However, Henry and Tom couldn't swallow the humiliation. They had always been the ones who fucked all the beauties in the world. Since when did they have to be hospitalized after being beaten up by a beauty? Henry's arm was wrapped in gauze, and Tom was sitting in a wheelchair with a cast on one of his legs. The two of them started to pick on Qin Feng and the other girls as soon as they arrived at the hospital. It was supposed to be a simple scene, but it still didn't pass even after 10 reshoots. Hey! Hang Ghost and Crippled Leg, are you done? Cuckoo is so good at acting, so why are you shouting cut? Zhang Cuckoo was already displeased. She exploded in anger and rushed to Henry and Tom to question them. Zhang Cuckoo was the woman that Henry fell in love with. However, after experiencing Zhang Cuckoo's sexy side, Henry felt that he was blind. You're good at acting? Even a random person from the streets can act better than you. Anyway, it's just that. Continue filming. Zhang Cuckoo had stepped on Henry's head not long ago, and he even tripped over the watermelon skin that Zhang Cuckoo threw at him. Henry still bore this grudge in his heart, so he didn't treat Zhang Cuckoo nicely. Tom was also infuriated. He echoed Henry and yelled, "Continue shooting! Don't eat if you can't perform well today!" Zhang Cuckoo was a glutton. She went crazy when she heard that she wouldn't be able to eat. She rushed to Tom's side and kicked him hard. However, Tom didn't feel anything because Zhang Cuckoo's leg was in a cast, but Zhang Cuckoo's leg hurt. Ha ha! You silly girl, come and kick me. Kick me a few more times. Tom was stunned at first, but then he burst into laughter. Zhang Kiki was furious. She lifted her foot and kicked again. This time, she stepped on Tom's other leg. The pain made Tom sweat profusely. Ow! You dare to kick me? Why, you can stop acting. I'm going to disqualify you. Tom glared at Zhang Cuckoo and roared. Zhang Cuckoo was not afraid at all. Instead, she shouted, "Why should I be disqualified? You're the one who asked me to kick you, okay? I haven't asked you for the fee yet. Hurry up, give me 100,000 yuan for the fee." Tom almost fainted from anger when he saw Zhang Cuckoo's outstretched hand. You kicked me and still want to pay for it? Why don't you just die? However, Tom's mouth opened and closed for a long time, but he couldn't squeeze out a word. He recalled that he was right. He was the one who asked that silly woman to kick him. After Zhang Cuckoo messed around for a while, Qin Feng walked over with the girls and said, "Let's go back for dinner. We're not shooting today." Wow! That's great! Big brother Xing Shui knows me the best. Let's go back to the hotel. Zhang Cuckoo was so excited that she danced with joy. Then, she followed Qin Feng and the others back to the hotel. Henry and Tom gnashed their teeth in anger. They threatened to replace Qin Feng as the first male lead and demanded to cancel the filming of Hedonist Sovereign for the next few days. However, Qin Feng did not even turn to look at them. It was as if he could not hear them at all. After Qin Feng and the others left, the staff of Hong Kong's House of Millions Media also left. After staying in America for a few days, they had become familiar with each other. They treated each other like good friends. Therefore, the staff naturally sided with Qin Feng and the others. "Director, are you going back as well? What's the meaning of this?" Henry was so angry that his nose became crooked when he saw the staff of Hong Kong's film producer was leaving. "Director Henry, don't forget that this movie is funded by Hong Kong's House of Millions Media. We're only cooperating with you for the convenience of filming. If you dare to anger our actors again, I'll cancel our cooperation." The Hong Kong director didn't even turn his head as he threw down his threat and left. Only Henry and Tom and the others were left in the noisy atmosphere. They were so angry that smoke could be seen coming out of their heads. "A bunch of country bumpkins! What's there to be proud of? We wouldn't want such a lousy movie even if we gave it to America's Can Film Group for free. Yet they treat it like a treasure. Sigh. China's film industry is really backward." Henry and Tom began to look down on Qin Feng and the others. They tried to vent their anger by mocking them. After they complained for a while, the staff of Can Film Group said, "Director Henry, our company has bought the rights to the simultaneous screening of this movie in America not long ago." "What the fuck? Are you crazy? Who the fuck told you to buy the rights?" Henry jumped in fright. If not for Tom's broken leg, he would have jumped in fright as well. "Director, we didn't buy the rights. It's the boss of our company who wanted this movie," the staff said. Henry and Tom's expression changed. They didn't dare to say anything else. Hee hee. Actually, the filming of Hedonist Sovereign is not bad. The theme is novel, and the filming method is unique. I believe the box office will soar after it's screened. Henry and Tom changed their attitude. Even their colleagues were speechless. The staff of Can Film and Television also left. Now, only Tom and Henry were left in the room. Fuck. The boss has been eating too much shit recently. How could he buy the rights to Hedonist Sovereign? Tom couldn't help but complain after everyone left. Henry also felt that the boss had been eating too much shit. However, he didn't put much thought into it. Not long ago, Qin Feng and the girls had set them up. Henry had to find a way to take revenge. "Tom, let's not talk about other things. Let's find some people and beat that brat Jing Shui up." Henry went straight to the point. Tom thought for a while. Suddenly he slapped his wheelchair and wanted to stand up. However, he found that he couldn't stand because of his broken leg. However, this didn't affect his excitement. "I know a powerful person. He can definitely teach Jing Shui a lesson." "What powerful person? He can't be an ordinary hooligan, right? That kind of person is useless. I heard that during the few days we were hospitalized, Jing Shui shot a scene and offended the mafia. At that time, dozens of gangsters from the mafia came, but they were all beaten away by that brat," Henry said. Tom also heard about this, so he naturally thought that the person was not an ordinary person. "Don't worry about that. My big brother is from the William family. He's different from ordinary people. He has superpowers." Once he heard about the William family, Henry's expression became respectful. This showed that the William family was indeed very powerful in America. "Really? I heard that all members of the William family have superpowers. What's your friend's superpower?" "I don't know the specifics. It's a secret of the William family. I don't dare to ask." Tom's expression also became very respectful. "Then, is he willing to help us? How's your relationship?" Henry was a little excited. If the William family was willing to help them, then it would be a matter of minutes to take care of Jing Shui. He should be able to. You should know that men can't resist the temptation of money and beauty. Previously, when I asked him for help, I gave him money or gave him celebrities to play with. He always helped me. Okay. As long as your big brother is willing to help us, money and beauty are not a problem. We must regain our lost reputation. Otherwise, we won't be able to survive in this industry anymore," Henry said. Tom nodded. He agreed with Henry's words. The two of them had only been hospitalized for slightly more than a week. After they came out, they realized that many things had changed. For example, the few American colleagues who left just now. They used to fawn over the two of them, but now, they didn't even want to talk to them. After Tom and Henry discussed the plan to deal with Chin Feng, Tom started to call his big brother for help. Chin Feng brought the women back to the hotel. They had lunch together and returned to their respective rooms. After spending some time with Han Ying, Chin Feng and Han Ying regained the feeling they had in the past. Han Ying's fear of contact gradually improved. At least now, when Chin Feng hugged and touched her, Han Ying wasn't as nervous anymore. "I'm going to take a call." Chin Feng's cell phone rang while he was watching TV with Han Ying and Ma Xinxin in the living room. "Who is it?" Chin Feng went to the bedroom and answered the call. "Brother Zheng Shuai, right? I'm William Hill. I've already told the higher-ups of the William family that 2 higher-ups want to see you tonight. I've even booked a hotel. Let's meet at the Watson Hotel at 7 p.m. It had been 2 days since Chin Feng destroyed the Mafia's base. William Hill had received news so quickly. It seemed like he was really afraid of death. "Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Wait for me at the hotel entrance. If I don't see you, I'll leave." Chin Feng hung up the phone and returned to the living room. He put on the white suit that was on the sofa. "Chin Feng, are you going out?" Han Ying asked Chin Feng. "I have something to do." "You guys continue watching TV. What is it? Why don't Big Sister Ying and I accompany you?" Ma Xinxin came up and held Chin Feng's arm. She looked Chin Feng up and down with her beautiful eyes as if she suspected that Chin Feng was going to have an affair. "Stop looking. With beauties like you and Ying accompanying me every day, where can I find another woman? I'm going to take care of business. It's inconvenient for you guys to follow me." Chin Feng saw through Ma Xinxin's intentions with a glance. Ma Xinxin was so happy that she couldn't close her mouth. "Brat, you have good taste. I'll walk you out." Chapter 946. Watson Hotel. This was a very high-class and unique hotel. Usually, it only served American high-ranking officials and nobles. If you had money but no status, you wouldn't be able to eat there. Chin Feng called a taxi and rushed over. Just as he got out of the car, he saw William Hill looking left and right at the entrance of the hotel. "Brother Zheng Shuai, tea this way." William Hill quickly saw Chin Feng and walked over excitedly. "No need to be so polite, we're not that close. Take me in to see the higher-ups of the William family." Chin Feng didn't have a good impression of William Hill, so he didn't waste words with him. William Hill hesitated and didn't walk into the hotel. It seemed like he had something to say. Chin Feng glanced at William Hill's face. This guy used to be a pretty boy with smooth and exquisite skin that was better than a woman's. Now, his face was black, his lips were purple, and there were many pimples on his face. It was obvious that he was heavily poisoned. "What's wrong? Hurry up and lead the way." Chin Feng acted like he didn't see the change in William Hill's face and yelled at him coldly. William Hill was extremely sullen. Seeing that Chin Feng was playing dumb and didn't mention the antidote, he could only say it himself. "Brother Zheng Shuai, why you see that I'm trying so hard to get you to meet the higher-ups of the William family. Shouldn't you help me detoxify the poison?" Chin Feng looked at William Hill with confusion and said seriously. "Detoxify the poison? What poison?" William Hill was so angry that he almost fell. He had asked around these 2 days and knew that Zheng Shuai was an actor. This person was fucking born to be an actor. He acted like a real person. "Brother Zheng Shuai, did you forget? 2 days ago at the Mafia base, you pricked me with a poisonous needle." Chin Feng looked like he had a sudden realization and said, "Oh. Now that you mention it, I remember. It's my fault for pricking too many people and forgetting many things. I also forgot about you. Today, I didn't even bring the silver needles to detoxify the poison. Let's wait for next time." Chin Feng had an indifferent attitude, but William Hill was scared to tears. Didn't the poison needles have to be detoxified within 3 days? If I die next time, how the hell would I detoxify the poison? How about Brother Jing Shuai go back and get the silver needles? I can drive you myself. No matter what, William Hill had to detoxify himself today. Otherwise, he wouldn't feel at ease. Don't worry. The poison will only take effect after 7 days. It's only the 2nd day. What are you afraid of? I'm not afraid at all, Qin Feng said with a wave of his hand. William Hill rolled his eyes and almost kicked Qin Feng. Is it 7 days? Didn't you say 3 days? Oh? Did I say 3 days? How could it be so fast? My poison needles usually take effect in 7 days. You must have remembered wrongly. William Hill was sure that he remembered correctly because this was a matter of life and death. Very soon, William Hill understood that he had been tricked by Jing Shuai. William Hill was very angry, but he didn't dare to show it. He still hadn't detoxified the poison, and he didn't believe Qin Feng's nonsense. Even though Qin Feng said that the poison would only take 7 days, maybe after this meal, Qin Feng would change his words and say that it would still take 3 days. Hee. Brother Jing Shuai, since the poison will only take effect after 7 days, I'm not in a hurry. I can't delay your important business today. Let me bring you in now. William Hill smiled and tried to please Qin Feng. Qin Feng waved his hand, and the two of them walked into the hotel. Halfway through, Qin Feng's cell phone rang. William Hill tactfully retreated to the side. Qin Feng looked at his cell phone. It was an unknown number. Who is this? Hee. Is this Zheng Shuai? I'm Director Tom. The caller was Tom. This was out of Qin Feng's expectation. Oh, it's Crippled Leg. Why are you looking for me? Qin Feng used Zhang Kuku's nickname for Tom. She felt that Zhang Kuku's ability to come up with nicknames was on par with hers. The other side of the phone was silent for a while. Perhaps Tom was trying to guess who Crippled Leg was. After a while, Tom's voice became high-pitched. It seemed like he already knew that he was Crippled Leg. Where are you, Zheng Shuai? It seems like the conflict between us hasn't been resolved yet. I'm at the Watson Hotel. Come over. Henry and I have a table. Let's have a drink and resolve the misunderstanding between us. Is Hang Ghost with you as well? Watson Hotel? I'm right here. Qin Feng was puzzled. Why would Henry ask him to meet at the Watson Hotel? Could it be a coincidence? Jing Shuai, I'm here as well. Wait for me at the Watson Hotel. We'll be there soon. Henry's angry voice came from the other side of the phone. It seemed like he didn't like the nickname Hang Ghost. Qin Feng hung up the phone. He didn't care about Henry and Tom at all. They were just ordinary people. Qin Feng wasn't interested in them. Brother Zheng Shuai, are you done with your fight? William Hill returned. Lead the way, Qin Feng said indifferently. The Watson Hotel was lavishly decorated. It was even more unique than the Star Hotel that Qin Feng was staying in. William Hill led Qin Feng through 2 corridors and arrived at a private room. The room was spacious. It was a suite for dining. There were all sorts of delicacies on the dining table, but there was no one there. 2 men were chatting on the sofa in the lounge. Cousin, Professor Mike, this is Jing Shuai. William Hill had already walked in front of the old man and the young man. He respectfully greeted the both of them. Prince William and Professor Mike were sizing Qin Feng up. Qin Feng was also sizing them up. He was speechless when he saw them. You are Zheng Shuai? I heard from my cousin that you can use the flame ability? Prince William was dressed in a white suit. With his golden hair and well-defined facial features, he was as handsome as a prince on a white horse from a fairy tale. Qin Feng realized that Prince William's Chinese was getting better and better. At least, Qin Feng didn't feel like laughing when he heard Prince William speak. That's right. I can control flames, Qin Feng said calmly. Prince William suddenly raised his hand. A strange energy wave rippled in the air. The air seemed to solidify. In the blink of an eye's spike flew toward Qin Feng's chest. Rumble! Before the icicle could touch Qin Feng's body, a fireball flew past him. The fireball was so huge that it looked like a burning sun. The icicle instantly melted, and the fireball continued to fly. It looked like Prince William was going to be engulfed by it. Buzz! Professor Mike was shocked. He didn't even have the time to speak. He immediately activated his space ability. An even more ferocious energy wave surged. Prince William suddenly disappeared. The fireball hit the wall and created a big hole. Prince William fell to the ground, but he had already run to another gym more than 10 meters away. What are you trying to do? Professor Mike didn't even have time to look at Prince William. In a flash, he stood at the exit of the room and stared at Qin Feng with his old eyes. Qin Feng didn't want to do anything. He just wanted to take the opportunity to beat up Prince William. He didn't expect Professor Mike to react so quickly and save Prince William. I want to ask you, what are you trying to do? Qin Feng met Professor Mike's gaze fearlessly. Prince William ran back. When he looked at Qin Feng, there was a trace of anger in his eyes. You wanted to kill me just now? That's right. Because you wanted to kill me too. Qin Feng didn't hide anything. He felt that he could only deceive the two if he was honest. The atmosphere froze. William Hill was so scared that he didn't know what to do. He would never have thought that Jing Shuai would fight with the two higher-ups as soon as he entered the room. William Hill, are these the higher-ups you were talking about? I'm very dissatisfied with their attitude. I've decided not to join the William family. Qin Feng suddenly turned to leave, but Professor Mike blocked the door. Prince William and Professor Mike had calmed down. After they brought Li Xingtian back from Provincial Capital University, they had been frantically raising their abilities. Back then, Prince William was only a rank 3 ice ability user. Now, he had broken through to rank 4 ice ability user. Professor Mike was even more powerful. From a rank 4 spatial ability user, he had broken through to a rare rank 5 spatial ability user. Both of them had seen Qin Feng's flames. The flames could melt Prince William's ice in an instant. This meant that Qin Feng was at least a rank 5 fire ability user. Prince William and Professor Mike didn't want to miss such a powerful ability user. Little friend Jing Shuai, don't be angry. It was all a misunderstanding, Professor Mike said. Prince William also walked over. He lowered his stance and said, Since this is the first time we met, I wanted to test your ability. I have no intention of killing you. It was just a test. Prince William and Professor Mike lowered their stance. Qin Feng curled his lips and said, There are many ways to test me. You could have just let me release my fire ability. Why did you have to attack me all of a sudden? How can I join the William family with peace of mind under such circumstances? When I join your family, it will be filled with your people. Won't you join forces to bully me? Don't tell me you saw that I have a fire ability and want to capture me to burn the boiler? Prince William and Professor Mike's mouths twitched. Both of them really admired Qin Feng's imagination. William Hill couldn't help but want to laugh. However, he didn't dare to. He held it in until his neck turned red. Then what do you want? Professor Mike and I have already expressed our apologies. You can't only vent your anger after we beat William Hill up, right? Qin Feng and William Hill were stunned when they heard Prince William's words. Qin Feng didn't expect Prince William to be so shameless. He was practically on par with him. William Hill's smile disappeared instantly. He was depressed. Why did he have to beat him up? Brother Jing Shuai, we are good friends. I'm sure you won't beat me up, right? William Hill looked at Qin Feng guiltily. Chapter 947. William Hill was depressed, very depressed. His name was Hill, but Qin Feng called him shit. Worse still, he was beaten up by Prince William for no reason. William Hill stood at the side with a swollen face. He did not dare to express his anger. Prince William was sweating profusely. He took off his suit jacket and threw it aside. Are you satisfied now, Zheng Shuai? Prince William looked at Qin Feng angrily. What's there to be satisfied about? You were the one who wanted to beat shit. It has nothing to do with me. Qin Feng's words infuriated Prince William and William Hill. Prince William was too lazy to talk nonsense with Qin Feng. He went straight to the point. Professor Mike and I have seen your fire ability. It's very good. The William family needs a talent like you. You can join us and follow us back to the family for further training and nurturing. When it came to business, Professor Mike and the other two stared straight at Qin Feng, waiting for Qin Feng's final decision. The room was silent. Suddenly, Qin Feng's phone rang. Then, Henry's voice came from outside the door. Is that bastard here or not? I don't see him, Tom said from his wheelchair. If he dares to lie to us, I'll ask Big Brother Hill to go to the Star Hotel and kill Jing Shuai. Yes. This bastard is a thorn in our side. We must get rid of him. Henry agreed as he pushed Tom. All right, this bastard hasn't answered the phone. Let's go in and greet Big Brother Hill. It seems like a few of his friends are here. We must be respectful. Tom hung up the phone. Don't worry. Big Brother Hill is a member of the William family. We can't afford to offend him. Henry nodded like a chick pecking at grains. After a while, Henry pushed Tom into the room. Then, Henry and Tom were shocked. They had just called Jing Shuai, only to find that Jing Shuai was standing in the room. S.H. Big Brother Hill, what's going on? Tom was confused. He was in a daze. Prince William and Professor Mike were on tenterhooks at such a critical moment. Two people suddenly came in. One had a bandage around his neck and the other had a cast on his leg. This made Prince William very unhappy. William Hill, what are you doing? Prince William roared at William Hill. William Hill was so scared that his legs were trembling. He had indeed asked Tom to come. He had originally wanted Tom to arrange a few celebrities to please Prince William and Professor Mike at night. Who would have thought that the two of them would come at such a bad time? Moreover, everyone had clearly heard the conversation between Tom and Henry in the corridor just now. The two of them seemed to have mentioned Jing Shuai and wanted to take revenge on him. Were they stupid? Tom, take your friend out first. William Hill gave Tom a wink. Tom had long noticed that the atmosphere in the room was not right. He couldn't figure out why Jing Shuai was here, but Tom was not in the mood to guess. He quickly gave Henry a look, and Henry immediately pushed the card out. Wait! Isn't this Director Tom and Director Henry? You called me to have dinner at the hotel. Why didn't you greet me? Just as the two of them reached the door, Qin Feng's laughter sounded from behind them. To Tom and Henry, this laughter was even more terrifying than the voice of a demon. The two of them had no choice but to stop. They turned around and chuckled at Qin Feng. Yo! So the superstar Jing Shuai is here too. I'm so sorry that I didn't recognize you just now. The sudden change in the situation confused Prince William and the other two. They didn't expect that Jing Shuai really knew these two people. It's okay. It's not too late to recognize me now. Oh, right. You said that you would treat me to dinner tonight. Is it in this private room? Huh. Let me think about it. I feel that something is wrong. Are you guys planning a feast at home for me? William Hill was almost scared to death by Qin Feng's words. He quickly stood up and explained. Brother Jing Shuai, we are not planning a feast at home. Prince William and Professor Mike are sincerely inviting you to join the William family. Really? Then why did I hear Director Henry and Director Tom say that they wanted to kill me in the corridor? Oh, right. They seem to have invited you to deal with me. Qin Feng curled his lips. Henry and Tom were dumbfounded. They even thought that there was something wrong with their ears. What did Big Brother Hill just say? Those two people want to invite Jing Shuai to join the William family? Based on what? Is it because Jing Shuai is ugly enough? Tom, you reckless brat! How dare you offend Brother Jing Shuai? William Hill was scared half to death. He rushed up and slapped Tom's mouth. Tom and his wheelchair flipped onto the ground. The wheelchair spun in the air and Tom flew a few meters away. Because he broke a leg, he couldn't even get up. Henry still hadn't come back to his senses. He was so scared that his whole body trembled. He thought that he would be the next person to be sent flying, right? Just as this thought came to his mind, he felt a sharp pain on his face. William Hill didn't stop there. He rushed up and stomped on the two of them. He was afraid that if he went easy on them, Prince William would slap him again. Even if Prince William didn't slap him, Jing Shuai would definitely slap him. "You two bastards! The person I'm going to take care of tonight isn't Brother Jing Shuai, right? Do you know who Jing Shuai is? He's my, William Hill's brother. I'm going to send you to hell." When William Hill hit people, he was quite ferocious. After a while, Tom and Henry passed out. The two of them lay on one side. They were dressed similarly and had similar builds. Looking at their pig faces, Qin Feng couldn't tell who was who. "Ha ha! Brother Jing Shuai, I've really made a fool of myself. These two little bastards dared to cause trouble for you. I'll take care of them for you in minutes." After beating them, William Hill immediately put on a friendly smile and said good things to Qin Feng. Prince William and Professor Mike stood to the side with cold expressions. The two of them suppressed the anger in their hearts. "Jing Shuai, I've explained things to Professor Mike. I hope you can consider it carefully. Not just anyone can join the William family. Once you join us, this world will belong to you." Prince William spoke in all seriousness. Qin Feng felt like he had entered a pyramid scheme. "Because too many things happened tonight, I can't decide whether to join or not in such a short time. How about this? Take me to the William family to have a look. If it's really as good as you say, of course I'm willing to join," Qin Feng said after some hesitation. Prince William glanced at Professor Mike. Seeing Professor Mike nod, he said to Qin Feng, "Okay, then let's go back now. You'll definitely be shocked by the William family's power." After they finished discussing, they left the hotel. Qin Feng and Prince William got into a car with Professor Mike. William Hill didn't follow. He was left behind to deal with Tom and Henry's matters. He was also in charge of paying the bill. The three of them sat in a Lincoln stretch limousine. There was a special driver driving. The space in the back was very luxurious. There was delicious food on the table and red wine. There was also a wireless TV to watch. However, the windows around the car were sealed. Prince William must have closed them on purpose. Sitting in the car, one couldn't see the scenery outside at all. Therefore, one didn't know where the car was going and couldn't remember the location of the William family's base. These details showed the cautiousness of the William family. However, it was obviously not enough when used on Qin Feng. Qin Feng bought a talisman of clairvoyance from the system and activated the incantation. The sealed windows in front of him seemed to be non-existent. The bustling night scenery outside entered Qin Feng's eyes. Although Qin Feng could see through things, he wasn't familiar with the United States. He didn't know where the car was going, and he didn't know where they were going. However, Qin Feng remembered the landmarks around him and the road names on the road signs at every intersection. After that, Qin Feng only needed to find someone who was familiar with the terrain to find the William family's base in a matter of minutes. The car moved forward at a steady pace, driving steadily all the way. Later, Qin Feng closed his eyes and pretended to be asleep. However, he was constantly paying attention to the situation outside the car. After driving for more than an hour, the car stopped. The surrounding environment became desolate. It was obvious that they had driven out of the bustling streets and were in the suburbs. "Marshal Jing, we have arrived." Prince William pushed Qin Feng's shoulder. Qin Feng slowly opened his eyes, stretched his body, and said, "Ah? Have we arrived? Why is it so far? I thought I had returned to my country." Prince William and Professor Mike smiled faintly. The two of them were the first to get out of the car. Qin Feng followed behind them and looked at the castle in front of him. The castle occupied a vast area and was surrounded by protective walls. It looked somewhat similar to the appearance of Hero's City. However, the buildings in the castle were very different. They were all ancient castles and houses in European style. At the entrance of the castle, there were several rows of guards in military uniforms patrolling back and forth. It was as if this was a military base. In fact, This was a military base. It was the base of the Iron Tank Corps of the United States. Prince William, Professor Mike! As soon as the two of them arrived at the bottom of the castle, the 4 soldiers guarding the gate greeted Prince William and Professor Mike. Prince William nodded at them and said, "The person behind is a mutant expert. Let him in." "Okay." The few of them communicated in English. Since Qin Feng didn't have anyone to translate for him, he felt that it was necessary to buy an English skill book to learn. Chapter 948. What were you talking about just now? Were you scolding me? Qin Feng could already understand English and could even speak it fluently. However, he pretended not to understand at all and looked at Prince William with a blank expression. Hee hee! Brother Jing Shuai, you worry too much. Why would we scold you? Our William family values a talent like you very much. Prince William said nice things to Qin Feng in Mandarin. Just as he finished speaking, he said to Professor Mike in English, "This idiot doesn't understand English. We can communicate in English when we scold him." In the Watson Hotel, Prince William and Professor Mike were suppressing a bellyful of anger. Professor Mike nodded and said, "This kid is probably a level 5 fire esper. This kind of esper is rarely seen in the William family. If not for him being more powerful, I would have killed him long ago. This guy's dick is not big, but he has a big mouth." Prince William and Professor Mike ruthlessly scolded Qin Feng along the way. Qin Feng's mouth was about to become crooked. He was so agitated that he almost took off his pants. Qin Feng really wanted to compare himself with Professor Mike. "Look at how big my dick is." At the end of the scolding, Qin Feng simply closed his ears and pretended not to hear. Otherwise, he would definitely be angered to death. Qin Feng focused his attention on the surrounding buildings and environment. This castle was not only heavily guarded at the entrance, but the security inside the castle was even tighter. There were teams patrolling back and forth all around, and these guards were all soldiers in military uniforms. Qin Feng had already begun to think that this could not be a military base, right? Prince William and Professor Mike walked very quickly, as if they did not want Qin Feng to see too many things. The two of them turned here and there until Qin Feng was dizzy. Finally, they walked into a domineering ancient castle. "Prince William, what were you talking about along the way? You're not talking bad about me, are you?" Qin Feng asked again. Prince William immediately shut his mouth and then said with a smile in Mandarin, "Brother Jing Shuai, don't worry. Professor Mike and I are not vile people who curse behind people's backs. We, the William family of America, are upright gentlemen." Qin Feng was so disgusted by the way Prince William spouted nonsense with a straight face. Why was this guy the same as him? "That's true. I don't think the two of you are that kind of people. Those despicable people who speak ill of others behind their backs deserve to be struck by lightning and die a horrible death. Their sons don't have any concubines, and they have hemorrhoids on the corners of their mouths and abscesses on their foreheads. These people are all beasts worse than pigs and dogs." Qin Feng had been scolded the entire way, and now he was paying them all back in one breath. The smile on Prince William's face froze. Professor Mike clenched his fists behind his back. He looked like he was ready to fight Qin Feng at any time. "Eh? Why did the two of you suddenly stop? Do you think I'm wrong?" Qin Feng looked at the two of them suspiciously. Prince William swallowed his saliva and held it in for a long time before saying, "Yes." Professor Mike was so old that he couldn't even say such words that went against his heart. He changed the topic and said, "Let's go. I'll show you the power of our William family." The two of them turned around and started to walk forward. However, the instant they turned around, their expressions became extremely cold. Qin Feng laughed as he followed behind them. "Oh, right! Where is this? Is this the base of the William family's arcanists? This is a training base." Professor Mike was so angry that he could no longer speak. Prince William was forced to answer Qin Feng helplessly. "I heard that the William family is rich in arcanists. Is it because of your family's genetic heritage? Don't tell me that every member of the William family is born an arcanist?" Qin Feng followed the two of them through the hall and walked to the innermost staircase. However, they did not go up. Instead, they followed the staircase to the basement. While Qin Feng observed the terrain, he asked all kinds of questions to find out about the William family's situation. Professor Mike and Prince William's eyes flashed with impatience. Prince William said, "I'll tell you in detail after you've decided to join the William family." Qin Feng asked a few more questions. He discovered that Prince William was evasive and did not answer the main point. After asking for a long time, he still did not get any answers. In order not to arouse Prince William's suspicion, Qin Feng simply stopped asking. The three of them had already reached the basement. They passed through a long and narrow walkway and arrived in front of a double iron door. "Prince William, Professor Mike!" There were also guards around the iron door. Prince William waved his hand and said, "Open the door!" Rumble. 4 of the 8 guards continued to stand guard while the other 4 pulled the iron chain on the door. This door was probably made of pure steel. The sound of the door opening was so loud that it sounded like thunder. The door opened and Qin Feng followed the two into the room. Inside was a vast and spacious space. It was no less than 10,000 square meters. The underground of this castle had probably been dug out and turned into this secret underground base. There were many people in the base. These people were training in different compartments. Some of them released fire arcanists, some released ice arcanists, and some even released lightning arcanists and wind arcanists. The sound of the surroundings was incessant. The temperature of the entire base also changed. The temperature was extremely hot a few steps away, but after a few steps, it became a world of ice and snow. Qin Feng was lost in thought. There were at least a few hundred metahumans training in this base of 10,000 square meters. The abilities of metahumans were strange. Qin Feng had fought with Professor Mike and the others in Provincial Capital University. At that time, Qin Feng already had a headache. Suddenly, there were a few hundred metahumans here. Qin Feng was speechless. It seemed like the mission to stop the William family's plan was not that simple. Prince William smiled proudly when he saw Qin Feng was lost in thought. He thought Qin Feng was shocked by the strength of the William family. "Brother Jing Shuai, this is one of the William family's metahuman training bases. Now you know how powerful the William family is." Qin Feng was stunned. This was one of the training bases for a few hundred metahumans. It seemed like the William family had a big plan. But what was this plan? Qin Feng did not know if he could stop this plan. "That's right. I didn't expect the William family to be the base camp of metahumans. Basically, all the metahumans in the world have gathered here," Qin Feng said, pretending to be calm. "Haha! Of course, our family has a complete set of training programs for adepts. As long as you join our big family, Brother Jing Shuai's strength will increase even faster. Furthermore, we have the assistance of drugs and experiments that can speed up the advancement of adepts' abilities." Prince William was rarely praised by Qin Feng. He seemed to be on cloud 9 and became more talkative. Qin Feng followed Prince William's words and asked, "You have drugs and experiments that can help improve your abilities? That's great. Can I have a look at your drug and experiment base?" A cold glint flashed in Prince William's eyes. He quickly smiled and said, "Haha! Brother Jing Shuai, don't worry. Since you think the William family is not bad, you can join us first. We will focus on training you in the future. You can have the drugs and experiments." Qin Feng realized that Prince William was indeed cunning. This guy was very vigilant when he was in Provincial Capital University. Maybe it was because he suffered a loss last time. Prince William was even more vigilant now. "You're right. What level is the most powerful metahuman in your family? I'm already a rank 5 fire ability user. If you don't have a metahuman stronger than me, what's the point of me joining you?" Qin Feng said. "Brother Jing Shuai, you don't have to worry about this. Our William family is currently training level 6 arcanists. If nothing goes wrong, we will soon succeed." Speaking of level 6 arcanists, Prince William's face flashed with pride. Qin Feng was shocked. The William family is going to train a rank 6 metahuman? When Qin Feng was at Jinda University, he couldn't even defeat Professor Mike, a rank 4 spatial ability user. Now that Professor Mike had become a rank 5 spatial ability user, Qin Feng had indirectly fought with Professor Mike at the Watson Hotel not long ago. Now that Qin Feng had broken through to stage 9 inner chi, he found it difficult to defeat Professor Mike. After all, metahumans were different from Chinese martial artists. Metahumans were unpredictable. If the William family trained a rank 6 metahuman, Qin Feng was sure that he would fail this mission. Mr. Jing Shuai, since you have made up your mind, why don't you join the William family? I promise you will become a rank 6 fire ability user as soon as possible. Prince William continued to tempt Qin Feng. Qin Feng pretended to think for a while and said, "Okay. I'm satisfied with the William family. I agree to join you." Prince William and Professor Mike were delighted. Qin Feng was a rank 5 fire ability user. The William family didn't have many metahumans of this level. Moreover, the William family was in urgent need of experts. Qin Feng's joining would be a great help to the William family. After Qin Feng agreed to join the William family, Prince William told him what to do next. He wanted Qin Feng to go back and prepare for a few days. After that, he would come to the base and undergo closed-door training. Qin Feng didn't care about what Prince William said and nodded in agreement. He secretly observed the metahumans in the underground base. Although there were many metahumans here, most of them were rank 1 and rank 2 metahumans. There were not many rank 3 metahumans, and even fewer rank 4 metahumans. Qin Feng only saw 3 rank 5 metahumans, including Professor Mike. Prince William and Professor Mike brought Qin Feng to tour the entire underground base. Qin Feng also roughly understood the situation of the base. There seemed to be a lot of metahumans here, but if a fight broke out, not many could be of use. Chapter 949. Brother Jing Shuai, I've shown you around the special ability training base. It's getting late. Let me send you back, Prince William said. Okay. I'll go back and prepare. I'll come to this base in a few days, Qin Feng promised. The three of them walked out of the underground base and returned to the castle above. When they reached the castle gate, Qin Feng smiled and said, "Gentlemen, you don't have to send me back. I'll find a car myself." Qin Feng wanted to investigate the location of the base on his way back. Prince William quickly waved his hand and said, "Brother Jing Shuai, you are now a member of the William family. There's no need to be polite with us. This place is quite far from the Star Hotel. Let me send you back." Qin Feng understood Prince William's intention. Seeing that Prince William insisted, Qin Feng did not refuse. He did not want to arouse suspicion. They bade each other farewell. Professor Mike did not follow them. He was probably busy with his own business. Prince William and Qin Feng sat in the Lincoln limousine and returned. The windows of the Lincoln limousine were rolled down. Qin Feng could not see the situation outside. He was too lazy to talk to Prince William. He closed his eyes and pretended to be asleep. "Brother Jing Shuai, we've arrived." Qin Feng was woken up by Prince William. He stretched and said, "Have we arrived? It feels so far. How am I going to find your base next time? I can't remember the way." Prince William smiled and said, "Brother Jing Shuai, don't worry. Call me when you're done. I'll come to pick you up." Prince William was cautious. Qin Feng chatted for a while and returned to the hotel. "Qin Feng, are you all right? Why are you back so late? Your phone is off too." Ma Xinqin and Han Ying came to greet Qin Feng as soon as he returned to the suite. It was the wee hours of the morning, and the two girls were still awake. They were obviously worried about Qin Feng. "I'm fine. Go to sleep." Qin Feng patted the two girls' shoulders. He felt a surge of warmth in his heart. Prince William had asked Qin Feng to turn off his phone when they left the Watson Hotel and boarded the Lincoln limousine. That was why Qin Feng could not get through to him. When Han Ying saw that Qin Feng was fine, her furrowed brows relaxed. Ma Xinxin pulled Qin Feng's arm and sniffed his white shirt a few times. No scent of women's perfume? Don't tell me you washed your clothes before you left? Ma Xinxin looked at Qin Feng with a questioning gaze. What kind of weather is this? How can the clothes dry so quickly? Don't think too much and go to sleep. Qin Feng messed up Ma Xinxin's long hair. Ma Xinxin pouted and glared at Qin Feng. The two girls played with Qin Feng for a while before going to bed. Qin Feng lay on the sofa and took out his phone to call Yu Qing. Brother Jing Shuai, what's the matter? Ever since he went to the mafia base with Qin Feng 3 days ago, Yu Qing was now very respectful towards Qin Feng. He even called him Big Brother. President Yu, I'll send you a few road signs. Investigate according to these routes and see where your final destination is. Once Qin Feng returned, he started investigating the location of the base they were going to tonight. Sure, no problem. I'm very familiar with Watson's area. Qin Feng hung up the phone and sent Yu Qing the dozens of road signs he had memorized with his X-ray vision tonight. He also sent the names of the landmarks near each road sign. Soon, Yu Qing's call came. You found it? Brother Jing Shuai, the information you provided is very detailed. It's easy to locate it. I've roughly confirmed the location. It's in the northwestern suburbs of Watson. However, that area is a little mysterious. Usually, no one goes there. I've asked a local friend about it. It's said that it's a military base and no one is allowed to go there. Qin Feng raised his brows. Is it really a military base? Did you find out what military base it is? Qin Feng asked. It seems to be the base of the Iron Tank Corps. Yu Qing's voice suddenly trembled. Not long ago, he had followed Qin Feng to destroy the Mafia's base. Now, Qin Feng was asking about the base of the Iron Tank Corps. Yu Qing was very worried. Is Brother Jing Shuai going to annihilate the Iron Tank Corps? This is going to be very difficult. Iron Tank Corps? Is it related to the William family? It's related. The Iron Tank Corps is an important secret army of America. Its leader is the current patriarch of the William family, William Hagen. Yu Qing's heart beat faster. He felt that Brother Jing Shuai was really going to attack the Iron Tank Corps. I see. All right, I got it. Qin Feng finally understood that the place he was going to tonight was the base of the Iron Tank Corps. Qin Feng did not expect that the William family would train their metahumans in a military base invested by the country. He wondered if the U.S. government knew about this. Qin Feng was about to hang up when Yu Qing's anxious voice came from the other end of the line. Brother Jing Shuai, I know you are not an ordinary person. But the William family is also very powerful. They have the support of the Iron Tank Corps and there are many metahumans in the family. Please don't attack the Iron Tank Corps. Qin Feng's mouth twitched. When did I say I was going to attack the Iron Tank Corps? Don't worry, I'll be fine. Qin Feng comforted Yu Qing and hung up. After some investigation, Qin Feng had a general understanding of the William family's situation. The William family was much more powerful than Qin Feng had imagined. Not only did they have the metahumans, but they also controlled the Iron Tank Corps. Most importantly, the people of the William family were very smart. They actually placed the paranormal base in the base of the Iron Tank Corps. This way, it would be even more difficult to stop the William family's plan. Qin Feng still hadn't figured out what the William family's plan was. After hanging up, Qin Feng lay on the sofa and pondered, but he had no idea what to do. Is anyone there? Suddenly, a voice rang in Qin Feng's mind. Then, a few other voices rang in his mind. Yes, Yunzhe said. Who are you? Why haven't I heard you speak before? Lu Jie asked. Qin Feng, are you there? I miss you. Hua Yan's voice was heard. Qin Feng is my man. Why do you miss him so much? Are you a pervert? Lu Bingbing said coldly. Who said Qin Feng is your man? He is my man, Hua Yan retorted. Lu Jie, Yunzhe, Zhang Ye, and Huang Jinghua were so scared that they didn't dare to speak. Yan Wu Shuang wanted to quarrel with Lu Bingbing and Hua Yan and tell them that she was with Qin Feng, but Yan Wu Shuang didn't have the courage to do so. Master, how have you been recently? Ren Xiaoyao asked carefully. Qin Feng didn't speak at first. He was probably scared by everyone, or he suspected that he was suffering from schizophrenia. Qin Feng was stunned for a moment, then he woke up with a start. Li Xingtian? Is that you? Qin Feng's voice rang. Everyone quieted down, and Hua Yan and Lu Bingbing stopped quarreling. After a while, Li Xingtian said, Yes, it's me. Qin Feng, what's going on? I think there's something wrong with my head. Li Xingtian was really scared. A few days ago, he felt his head was buzzing, and he would hear some unfamiliar voices from time to time. At that time, Li Xingtian didn't dare to speak. But recently, due to some urgent reasons, Li Xingtian tried to shout in the Hero Alliance, and in the end, he called out so many people. Qin Feng upgraded the Brass Alliance to the Silver Alliance so that he could communicate with Li Xingtian. Now that Li Xingtian finally appeared, Qin Feng was extremely excited. Senior Li, don't be afraid. Before you were taken away from Provincial Capital University, I made you join the Hero Alliance. All the members of the Hero Alliance can communicate telepathically. You don't need to speak, you can communicate with everyone with your thoughts. Qin Feng briefly explained to Li Xingtian. Li Xingtian said, Communication with thoughts? That's amazing. Oh right, Qin Feng, how's my daughter? Before I left, I asked you to take care of her for the rest of her life. You must treat her well. The only person Li Xingtian cared about was Li Shanshan. As soon as he finished speaking, the angry voices of the two women sounded. Damn old man, what era are you in? Why are you still matchmaking people? Qin Feng is already with me. Don't meddle in the matters between your daughter and Qin Feng. Hua Yan was a little angry. Lu Bingbing was even angrier. Qin Feng, why haven't I heard you mention Li Shanshan? Tell me. How many women do you have in secret? Qin Feng was speechless. Li Xingtian was so scared that he didn't dare to speak. This Qin Feng has so many girlfriends, and all of them are so fierce. Qin Feng hurriedly communicated with Li Xingtian through telepathic thoughts. Senior Li Shanshan is doing well. I've arranged for her to go to high school. I'll visit her when I'm free. How are you doing? Where are you locked up? Qin Feng was worried about how to find out the William family's plan. Li Xingtian's sudden appearance was like charcoal in snowy weather. Ahem. Let's not talk about Shanshan for now. Li Xingtian spoke carefully. Senior Li, don't be afraid. We're talking alone now. No one else can hear us. Qin Feng understood Li Xingtian's concerns. Li Xingtian's voice rose by a few decibels. It was as if he had changed into a different person. Really? The Hero Alliance has this function? It's so humane. How are things going between you and Shanshan? You didn't play with my girl while I was away, did you? If you really have sex with her, you must treat her well for the rest of her life. If you dare to abandon my girl, I'll kill you even if I have to. Li Xingtian rambled on and on. Qin Feng was about to die of depression. Senior Li, Shanshan is really good. This isn't the time to talk about these things. I'm in America. Chapter 950. Of course, I came to America to save you, Qin Feng said with a straight face. Even he was a little embarrassed. Li Xingtian was silent for a moment. He seemed to be moved by Qin Feng's words, and his voice was choked with emotion. Qin Feng, I knew I didn't misjudge you. When I first saw you, I thought you were a gentleman who treated others with sincerity. As expected, you're this kind of person. I'm completely relieved that Shanshan is with you. Qin Feng's face turned even redder. He said, Senior Li, let's skip the pleasantries. Tell me, where are you now? I can come and save you. Li Xingtian was so touched. If he knew that Qin Feng came to America to pick up girls and act in a movie, he might have died of anger on the spot. I don't know where this place is. I'm locked up in a sealed laboratory. The William family keeps me doing experiments every day. Recently, they've been cultivating rank 6 arcanists. Based on the current progress, they'll be able to cultivate the first batch of rank 6 arcanists in a week. Don't underestimate a level 6 arcanist. Their destructive power is amazing, and they are many times stronger than a level 5 arcanist. Once the level 6 arcanists are successfully cultivated, the William family will have a complete set of cultivation plans. When the time comes, as long as we use experiments to replicate them, we will be able to cultivate thousands of level 6 arcanists. Li Xingtian spoke so quickly that Qin Feng was stunned. How could they mass-produce level 6 metahumans through experiments? What kind of experiments did the William family use to train metahumans? Qin Feng asked solemnly. I've been investigating this matter for a long time, but to no avail. After I was captured, I finally discovered the secret of the experiments. I finally know why the William family tried so hard to capture me. It turns out that they want me to use the needle of destiny to modify the human body so that ordinary people can become metahumans through experiments. This experiment is nearing its end. Once the experiment is successful, the William family will be able to train countless metahumans. Qin Feng's mind was suddenly enlightened. Everything that he couldn't figure out in Provincial Capital University was now clear to him. No wonder the William family had sent people to Provincial Capital University to search for Li Xingtian. No wonder Prince William had been trying to tempt Qin Feng to return to the William family. Because both Li Xingtian and Qin Feng could use needle manipulation, the William family wanted to find someone who could use needle manipulation. This was the key to nurturing metahumans in batches. The severity of the situation was beyond Qin Feng's imagination. If the William family was able to mass-produce metahumans, not only would Qin Feng not be able to complete this mission, these metahumans would also pose a great threat to Earth. It was hard for Qin Feng to imagine what would happen if even 1/10 of the people on Earth were mutants. Seniorly, you must delay the William family's plan. Otherwise, it will be a calamity for Earth. I will go and save you as soon as possible. Qin Feng felt extremely anxious. Li Xingtian said, I have been deliberately delaying the progress of the experiment. Otherwise, the William family's superpower experiment would have succeeded long ago. I can't confirm my location now, nor do I know where the William family's experimental base is. How are you going to find me? Li Xingtian sounded helpless, and so did Qin Feng. After talking with Li Xingtian, Qin Feng was sure that the base he was going to tonight was not the one Li Xingtian was at. The two bases were separated. One was probably the training base for mutants, and the other was the experimental base for mutants. Seniorly, do you know what the William family's secret plan is? Qin Feng asked. The William family's plan is too crazy. They want to control the President of America. Li Xingtian's voice rose a few pitches. Qin Feng was shocked. Were the people of the William family crazy? Li Xingtian continued. I heard it by accident recently. The reason the William family nurtures level 6 mutants is because they plan to kidnap important American officials and brainwash them to become members of the William family. Then, the William family will be able to expand their influence. They will continue to nurture mutants in batches and eventually rule Earth. Kidnapping an important American official was bold enough. Qin Feng did not expect that this was only the beginning of the William family's plan. What they did next was even crazier. Qin Feng was stunned for a long time. He did not expect the William family's plan to be so grand. The system mission was also very difficult. Qin Feng, there are too many relationships and forces involved in this matter. It's better if you don't get involved. You don't have to save me. Just help me take care of Shanshan. This is also my last wish in life. Li Xingtian's voice suddenly became serious. He felt that Qin Feng could not save him because the William family was much more powerful than everyone imagined. Whether it was because of the system mission or Li Shanshan, Qin Feng had to save Li Xingtian. Even if he knew the mission was extremely difficult, Qin Feng would still try his best to save him. Okay, that's it for now. Qin Feng cut off the communication with Li Xingtian. He did not tell Li Xingtian his thoughts mainly because he did not want Li Xingtian to worry. Qin Feng's expression became more and more serious. This matter had exceeded his expectations. Qin Fen had to contact the Dragon sect of China and ask for their support. Soon, Qin Fen got in touch with Yan Wushuang alone. "Leader Yan, are you in the provincial capital?" Qin Fen asked. Yan Wushuang's voice was a little cold, just like how she treated other men. "What does it have to do with you? I want to leave the Hero Alliance." Yan Wushuang had been suffering lately. Her mind was filled with the voices of Lu Bingbing and Hua Yan bickering over Qin Fen. Yan Wushuang wanted to quarrel with the two women, but she did not have the courage to do so. After all, she had not confirmed her relationship with Qin Fen yet. Qin Fen was stunned. "Leader Yan, why are you leaving the Hero Alliance? It's none of your business. I just don't want to join this rotten organization. It's full of women bickering like a bunch of kids," Yan Wushuang complained. Yan Wushuang complained, and Qin Feng immediately understood the reason. Yan Wushuang was jealous. "Leader Yan, if you think the others are too noisy, you can block the signal from the Hero Alliance. That way, you won't be able to hear other people's voices," Qin Fen said. Of course, Yan Wushuang knew about this function. In the beginning, she also blocked other people's voices. However, women were like this. You would get angry if you heard them, but you would get anxious if you didn't listen. "I don't care. Hurry up and kick me out of the Hero Alliance. I'm so annoyed." Yan Wushuang began to be unreasonable. She rarely acted so shamelessly and coquettishly. Qin Fen smiled and said patiently, "Leader Yan, I'm dealing with some important matters in the U.S. When I'm done, I'll take you shopping. Have you put on the clothes I bought you last time? You look very sexy in those clothes." Yan Wushuang subconsciously looked down at the tight short skirt she was wearing. Her long and slender legs were exposed. Usually, when they walked on the street, they would steal glances at her eyes. Yan Wushuang liked the clothes Qin Fen bought for her. Originally, she and Lu Bingbing did not like to dress up. Moreover, because of their work, they wore police uniforms all day long. However, the two women had completely changed. It was as if they were at loggerheads. They wore beautiful clothes every day, and they were more beautiful than the other. The men in the Dragon sect were drooling when they saw them. However, the two women were Qin Fen's women. No one dared to have any ideas about them. "It's not like I don't have money. I can buy clothes and go shopping by myself without you." Yan Wushuang's voice was still a little cold, but she did not mention leaving the Hero Alliance anymore. Qin Fen raised the corner of his mouth and continued, "Leader Yan is so sexy and beautiful. It's not safe for you to go shopping alone. Wait for me to go back. I'll take you out to play." Qin Fen picked out all kinds of good things to say. Yan Wushuang's beautiful eyes shone with a trace of joy. "All right, I have something to do. I'll hang up." Yan Wushuang did not reject Qin Fen's suggestion. Obviously, she agreed. Qin Fen liked Yan Wushuang's cold on the outside but warm on the inside. She was somewhat similar to Lu Bingbing. "Don't hang up yet. I have something to tell you," Qin Fen said quickly. "What is it?" "I just found out that the William family is secretly carrying out a huge plan. They are training level 6 paranormals in batches." Qin Fen told Yan Wushuang all the information he got from Li Xingtian. Yan Wushuang was dumbfounded. She was silent for a long time before she heard Qin Fen's voice. "No way. Is the William family crazy? They want to kidnap an important high-ranking official of the United States and produce paranormals in batches? To rule the Earth?" Everyone who heard about the William family's plan would think that the William family was crazy. Qin Fen had the same reaction. However, Qin Fen had calmed down. He knew that the William family was not crazy. They were ambitious. The William family had been carrying out their plan for a long time. They did not do it on a whim. They had been planning this for a long time. "Leader Yan, this is a very important matter. The information is very reliable. You should contact the 12 Peaks of the Dragon Gate as soon as possible and see what decision they have made," Qin Fen said. Yan Wushuang finally came to her senses. She did not dare to delay this matter. "All right. I'll report to the higher-ups now. According to international security regulations, countries are not allowed to carry out this kind of experiment secretly. If this news is exposed, the League of Nations will condemn and stop the United States. Qin Fen had thought of using the League of Nations to restrict the United States. However, he dismissed the idea after thinking about it carefully. This time, the William family was not the United States government. In other words, the high-ranking official of the United States was the victim. If the William clan's plans were to be leaked out now, who knew what kind of crazy actions they would take if news of it reached the William clan's ears? Chapter 951. It was late at night. Qin Feng lay on the sofa in the living room, unable to fall asleep. After an unknown period of time, Yan Wu Shuang's voice rang in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng, the 12 Peaks have replied. What did they say? Qin Feng did not expect the 12 Peaks to reply so quickly. He guessed that the severity of the matter must have frightened the 12 Peaks. The 12 Peaks said not to leak this matter to avoid alerting the William family. The consequences will be unimaginable if the William family is angered. Qin Feng nodded. This was similar to what he had expected. Although Qin Feng did not have a good impression of the 12 Peaks, he had to admit that they were very capable. Yan Wu Shuang continued. The Dragon Sect is secretly contacting the American government. They are going to report this matter to the American president and ask them to take action. At the same time, the 12 Peaks have ordered you to complete this mission. You must destroy the William family's plan. Yan Wu Shuang's voice became softer as she spoke. Qin Feng was so angry that he was about to explode. What kind of difficult mission was thrown to him? The 12 Peaks of the Dragon Sect thought too highly of him. Are you kidding me? They want me to destroy the William family's plan alone? Qin Feng was speechless. Don't worry, Qin Feng. I've applied to the 12 Peaks to support you. Hang in there for a few more days. I'll be there soon, Yan Wu Shuang said anxiously. Qin Feng immediately calmed down. Team Leader Yan, I can do it alone. You don't have to come. You don't have to send anyone else from the Dragon Sect. It'll be troublesome if there are too many people. Qin Feng did not want Yan Wu Shuang to come because this mission was too difficult. It was even more dangerous than the mission of Jinda University and Hong Kong money laundering. Yan Wu Shuang suddenly stopped talking. Qin Feng knew that she was worried about him. But Yan Wu Shuang always hid her feelings in her heart. All right, let me know when the American government takes action. I'll be fine. I'll go shopping with you when I get back. Qin Feng cut off the communication with Yan Wu Shuang to prevent her from worrying about him. In the next few days, Qin Feng waited for the Dragon Sect's news, but there was no news yet. Qin Feng continued to film. He could not act on his own before the American government responded. The William family was too powerful. Qin Feng needed reinforcements to cooperate with him. The filming went very smoothly these few days. After Henry and Tom were violently beaten up by William Hill at the Watson Hotel, they treated Qin Feng as if he was their grandfather. Every scene was done in one take, and Qin Feng did whatever he said. Just like the managers of Qin Feng and the beauties, Henry and Tom would deliver drinks, fan them, and massage them after a scene was shot. This sudden change stunned the staff of Hong Kong's House of Millions Media and Can Film Group. Pa. As soon as half of the scene was finished, Henry and Tom immediately applauded. They didn't care even if their hands were red. Ha! Amazing, Superstar Jing, your acting skills are really amazing. You're the best actor I've ever seen, the most handsome man I've ever seen. Quick, sit down. Celebrity Jing Shuai, you've worked hard. Let me feed you some water. Quick, straighten your legs, I'll help you massage them. Henry and Tom were utterly shameless, and their conscienceless words came out of their mouths. Qin Feng didn't mention anything about the Watson Hotel, so Rao Sherman and the others were very puzzled. Did Henry and Tom take the wrong medicine these days? Hey! How was my acting? Zhang Kuku didn't care about the change in Henry and Tom. Every time she finished a scene, she would ask them to praise her. Oh my! There's only one word to describe Superstar Keek's performance just now: perfect. Out of all the actresses I know, even the superstars in Hollywood, none of them are half as good as Big Star Kiki. It's all because Big Star Kiki went on to sing. If you had started acting earlier, you would definitely have won a grand slam in the international film and television industry. Henry and Tom's flattery skills were so good that Rao Sherman and the others rolled their eyes. Jean Cuckoo, on the other hand, was very happy. She clapped her hands and said, "Not bad, not bad. You two have good taste. But I didn't act well in the scene just now. I only put half of my effort into acting. Otherwise, it would have been better." Of course. If Superstar Cuckoo devoted herself to acting, then the other actresses' scenes would be unwatchable. Superstar Cuckoo is born kind and cute. She's doing this for the sake of other actresses. Chin Fong couldn't bear listening to them anymore. He kicked Henry and Tom to the ground. Both of them rolled on the ground a few times before they rolled back. Their faces were devoid of anger. They smiled and said, "Hee hee. Let's not talk about it anymore. Overall, Superstar Jing Shuai's acting skills are better." Chin Fong pursed his lips. He was completely speechless towards the two of them. Today was the last scene of Hedonist Sovereign. Once this part was finished, the entire Hedonist Sovereign would be finished. Today's scene was Chin Feng's favorite scene in the entire movie. The bed scene that he had been looking forward to was finally here. According to the script, Chin Feng had to marry a dozen female leads and a dozen female leads. Then, they would spend their wedding night together. Just thinking about it made Chin Feng excited. "Alright, let's hurry up and finish the last scene." Chin Feng rested for a while and got up to change. He couldn't wait any longer. The women also went to the dressing room. They had to wear red qipao dresses and dress like brides. Chin Feng, on the other hand, was dressed in a white suit. The stylist even gave him a handsome wig. Coupled with his scarred face, it was simply unbearable to look at him directly. Wow! Handsome! He's so handsome! Oh my God! Is this the legendary Prince Charming? I really want to become a woman so that I can marry Big Brother Jing Shuai. Just as Chin Feng walked out of the dressing room, Henry and Tom started to flatter him again. Chin Feng kicked them away and strode toward the row of women in red qipao dresses. Action! The director hit the clappers, and the scene officially began. Surrounded by the women, Chin Feng slowly walked into the bridal room. A group of extras acted as the nuptial guests. After a while, only Chin Feng and a large group of beauties were left in the room. Xian, Xiao Wan, there are so many brides today. Which one of us will sleep with Chin Feng first? Rao Sherman looked at Ma Xinxin and Ao Shaowan shyly. Before the two women could say anything, Zhang Kuka added another scene. I'll do it. Tonight I'll sleep with hero Chin Feng first. The women rolled their eyes and remained silent. They were worried about how to shoot the bed scene, and it was good that Zhang Kuka was willing to give them a demonstration. Chin Feng was against it. He wanted to use this opportunity to make it real with Ying, Sherman, and Xian. However, Zhang Kuka was in high spirits, and Chin Feng didn't want to spoil her mood. The male director was chased out of the room by Chin Feng, and a few female directors carried the cameras and started shooting. The brides were sitting in a row on the bed beside them. They were all beautiful and had their own style. They were all dressed in red qipao dresses and red lipstick, and it was enough to excite anyone who saw them. Chin Feng and Zhang Kuka sat on the main bed. Before Chin Feng could get ready, Zhang Kuka pushed Chin Feng to the bed. Kuku, are you crazy? Don't let them find out. Chin Feng rolled his eyes at Zhang Kuka, but Zhang Kuka didn't mind. She unbuckled Chin Feng's belt and said, Don't be afraid. We're shooting a movie, and we must have the spirit of sacrificing ourselves for the art. Also, I haven't served Big Brother Chin Feng for a few days, and you must be very sad. Let's make it real today, and Sherman and the others won't find out. Zhang Kuka's audacity shocked Chin Feng. He was stunned for a moment, and then he realized that both of them had really fused together. Zhang Kuku didn't take off her clothes. She only lifted the bottom of her qipao and covered her body with Qin Feng's suit jacket, so no one could see anything from the outside. However, both of them were doing it for real. Qin Feng glanced at Rao Sherman and the other women from time to time. The feeling was too exciting, and Qin Feng thought that Zhang Kuku really knew how to have fun. Soon, Zhang Kuku lost herself. Her body was hot and sweaty, and she screamed unscrupulously. Her voice was so real that it made Rao Sherman and the other women blush. "Cut!" Henry and Tom ran into the room and shouted, "Cut!" They didn't dare to go too close to Qin Feng, so they stood at the door and didn't look around. They were worried that Qin Feng would be too tired from acting, so they came in at the right time. Ha ha! The scene was shot perfectly, and the superstar Jing Shuai's acting skills have reached the acme of perfection. Awesome! Awesome! This scene was shot in one take. Everyone, let's congratulate the completion of Hedonist Sovereign! Henry and Tom were so happy that they couldn't close their mouths. They were waiting for Qin Feng to praise them, but before they could laugh, 2 leather shoes flew at them and hit their faces, sending them flying out of the room. Then, Qin Feng's cold and furious voice sounded. "Get out of here! You're not allowed to stop the scene until 2 hours have passed." Henry and Tom were so frightened that they hastily shut the door and guarded it, not allowing anyone to enter the room. The room was filled with Zhang Kuku's screams. Rao Sherman and the other women were drenched in sweat. They felt weird, and they had the urge to rush forward and serve Qin Feng together with Zhang Kuku. After a long time, Zhang Kuku's voice became hoarse. She finally stopped. Both of them secretly put on their clothes, and Zhang Kuku jumped off the bed as if nothing had happened. "Ahem. Shall we let Sherman be the next one?" Qin Feng said to Rao Sherman. Rao Sherman shyly ran to the door. "Why don't you take a rest first? Don't tire yourself out." Chapter 952. Qin Feng didn't want to force them to act, so the scene was suspended for a while. Qin Feng sat on the bed alone while the other women and the 3 female directors ran out of the room. The female director was dumbfounded by Zhang Kuku's performance. After so many days of filming, this was the first time she witnessed Zhang Kuku's outstanding acting skills. Her acting was so real. "Kuku! Come with me!" Rao Sherman dragged Zhang Kuku to a secluded place after she left the room. "What's wrong, Sherman?" Zhang Kuku looked at Rao Sherman innocently, but her heart was racing. Rao Sherman looked at Zhang Kuku from head to toe. Zhang Kuku's face was still flushed. Rao Sherman raised her brows and asked, "Did you really act with Qin Feng?" Zhang Kuku was so shocked that she almost jumped up. "Ah? What do you mean by making it real? We didn't do anything." Rao Sherman became even more suspicious when she saw Zhang Kuku's nervous expression. Everyone knew how bad Zhang Kuku's acting was, but Zhang Kuku's acting was better than anyone else. Rao Sherman's suspicion was justified. "Why are you stuttering? Don't tell me you really let Qin Feng in." Rao Sherman rarely said such bold words. As soon as the words left her mouth, she blushed. Zhang Kuku's face turned pale. She was scared to death. "No, I didn't. It's not an act. Why would I let him in?" Zhang Kuku pretended to be calm. Rao Sherman stared into Zhang Kuku's eyes, but Zhang Kuku avoided her gaze. "You really didn't?" "I really didn't. Sherman, please don't ask me these questions. I'm still a virgin. If you don't believe me, I'll take it off for you." Zhang Kuku was about to lift her skirt when Rao Sherman covered her forehead and stopped her. "Someone's watching. You better watch yourself." Zhang Kuku felt wronged and stopped what she was doing. She pouted and said, "Since you don't believe me, I can only prove it to you. It's bad for my reputation if I tell others about it." "Sherman, you can't talk nonsense anymore." Rao Sherman began to believe Zhang Kuku's words. After Rao Sherman calmed down, she thought about it carefully. Isn't it normal for girls to see red on their first time? Zhang Kuku didn't see red either. Obviously, she didn't do it with Qin Feng. Rao Sherman felt relieved. Looks like I've wronged you. Don't take it to heart. Let's go back. Rao Sherman held Zhang Kuku's arm and walked back. Zhang Kuku still had a lingering fear in her heart. She suddenly asked, Sherman, what if I accidentally do it with Big Brother Qin Feng one day? Will you ignore me? Rao Sherman was stunned. She looked at Zhang Kuku and asked, Why are you doing that with him? If I like him, wouldn't that be natural? Then I can't control you anymore. Think about it carefully. A woman must be faithful. Once you've slept with someone, you must be with him forever. Rao Sherman's reaction was not strong. It was as if she was teaching Zhang Kuku. Then you won't be mad that I'm one step ahead of Sherman, right? Zhang Kuku asked cautiously. Why would I be mad? I haven't decided to be with Qin Feng for the rest of my life. If you really like him, you can go ahead with your relationship. Rao Sherman blushed. She said she hadn't decided yet, but Zhang Kuku could tell that Rao Sherman had fallen in love with Qin Feng for a long time. After talking with Rao Sherman, Zhang Kuku's worries disappeared. She had been on tenterhooks with Qin Feng in the washroom. But now, it seemed like Sherman didn't care about it at all. While the girls were chatting outside, the staff and the onlookers were sneaking glances at the beauties. Qin Feng sat alone in the room, impatiently waiting for the beauties to come back and continue filming. However, before the beauties arrived, he felt a sharp pain in his brain. Little pig, what's wrong? Qin Feng immediately became serious. He felt as if his heart was being torn apart. A strong sense of danger surged in his heart. Master, bad news! The lover's lock has been torn, Little Pig said anxiously. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. The lover's lock has been torn? Doesn't that mean Leah is in danger? When Qin Feng saved Leah from prison, he placed the lover's lock at Leah's place. He even told Leah not to break the lover's lock unless it was absolutely necessary. From the looks of it, Leah had met with a very troublesome problem. It seems like the people from the Verdant sect have made their move. Qin Feng quickly calmed down. He was currently in America, and it would take him at least half a day to book a plane ticket back to China. He didn't know what would happen to Leah by then. Master, you can ride the flaming golden eagle back, Little Pig reminded Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't dare to waste any more time. He got up and ran out of the room. Ah? Where are you going, Zheng Shuai? Zhang Kuku screamed in fear. Yo! Superstar Zheng Shuai, please don't be angry. Let's continue filming. Quick, quick, quick! Go back to the room and lie down on the bed. Superstar Zheng Shuai will come and play with you in bed. Henry and Tom were so shocked that they almost fell to the ground. Rao Sherman and the girls also saw Qin Feng running out of the room in a hurry. Before they could ask, Qin Feng had already disappeared. His voice came from afar. I have something urgent to attend to. Continue filming. Qin Feng was like the wind. In the blink of an eye, he had completely disappeared. Everyone was still in a daze. He ran away without even filming the bed scene? It seemed like he really had something urgent to attend to. At the same time, in China's Zhongchuan city, Leah had just torn the lover's lock on her neck. It was early in the morning in America, but it was already evening in China. Who are you? Leah stared ahead vigilantly. In front of Leah stood a man in a black robe. The man's body was covered in darkness. It was as if the sunlight would be swallowed when it fell on him. I'm here to kill you! Li Xiaojie's voice was ice-cold. Leah had long discovered that Li Xiaojie was secretly following her. She purposely walked to this deserted suburb and found that Li Xiaojie was still following her. As a high-ranking inspector, Leah pulled out her gun and was about to control Li Xiaojie. In the end, Li Xiaojie did not listen to her orders and even tried to grab Leah. Helpless, Leah fired her gun, but in the end, she ran out of bullets and was actually unable to injure Li Xiaojie. Seeing that she was about to be caught by Li Xiaojie, Leah used her final trump card and immediately broke the lover's lock on her neck. When the lover's lock was broken, Leah discovered the changes in her body. Leah suddenly felt that she was filled with energy, like a lion that had just woken up. It was as if a single roar could scare a pack of jackals, wolves, tigers, and leopards. Li Xiaojie's cold gaze changed. His eyes stared at Liya's body and shot out a strange light. The aura on your body is changing? What did you just rip off? Qin Feng had only left the lover's lock with Liya and told her to break it if she was in danger. However, Qin Feng did not tell her the use of the lover's lock, and even Liya herself did not know what was going on. This is a gift from my boyfriend, what do you care? I advise you to quickly surrender and follow me back to the police station for interrogation. Otherwise, you will be considered resisting arrest, and I can put you on the wanted list for the entire journey. Liya's only life-saving pistol had run out of bullets. She was still very afraid in her heart, and could only pretend to be calm to scare Li Xiaojie. Heh! Wanted throughout the city? What would you think if I told you that I've long been wanted around the world? Li Xiaojie sneered. As a disciple of the Verdant sect, why would he be afraid of being wanted? Why would they be afraid of the police? Li Xiaojie hated the police. Liya realized that it was very likely that Li Xiaojie was someone from the Verdant sect who had come to take revenge. Back then, Qin Feng had warned Liya to pay attention to the Verdant sect, and Li Xiaojie's body was emitting waves of evil qi, which was very similar to the characteristics of the evil cultivators in the Verdant sect. Facing the Verdant sect, Liya was not stupid enough to fight head-on. She knew that she was not a match for the Verdant sect evil cultivator. Help! Is there anyone? Save me! Liya immediately ran, shouting and shouting, wanting to call for help. Li Xiaojie stood on the spot and sneered. He was not worried when he saw Liya running dozens of meters away. Suddenly, his body flashed and disappeared into thin air. In a few breaths' time, Li Xiaojie appeared behind Liya again. Beauty, where are you running to? Li Xiaojie's evil laugh reached Liya's ears. The evil qi became even stronger, and it felt like it was going to blow on Liya's face. Liya was so scared that she turned around and kicked him. This was completely an instinctive reaction. Boom! Liya kicked out, and the air was split by Liya's kick, and a muffled thunderous sound rang out. A violent airflow surged out, and Li Xiaojie, who was reaching out to grab Liya, had a huge change in expression. He quickly retracted his hand and retreated. Bang, bang, bang! The wind from the kick finally swept the ground, and a crack appeared on the ground, giving Liya a fright. The lover's lock was an item awarded to Qin Feng by the system. For half an hour, the user would possess 80% of Qin Feng's current strength. Qin Feng was currently at the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi, and Liya was at Stage 8 Inner Qi. Her strength could be considered invincible among those below Stage 9 Inner Qi. But Liya did not know about this. She was stunned by the scene in front of her. Did I kick the ground? Will the people from the City Planning Bureau make me pay for it? Liya was stunned, and Li Xiaojie was even more shocked. Li Xiaojie had checked Liya's body just now, and there was no fluctuation of inner qi. Moreover, according to Li Xiaojie's recent investigation, Liya was only an ordinary police officer, and not a Chinese martial artist. But Liya's kick had the strength of a Stage 9 inner qi, and it really scared Li Xiaojie. Are you pretending to be an ordinary person? Are you trying to lure me out? Li Xiaojie's mind was full of thoughts, and hundreds of thoughts flashed through his mind in a second. Chapter 953. You better not follow Big Sister anymore, or else Big Sister won't be polite. Liya was somewhat disappointed that Qin Feng didn't come. She started to worry again, so she turned around and started to run away. Li Xiaojie was dumbfounded. He didn't know why this woman was running away. Could it be that she was playing hard to get? Or was there an even more dangerous trap waiting for him in front of her? Li Xiaojie was currently a level 6 evil cultivator, and his strength was comparable to a level 8 inner martial artist. From Liya's kick just now, Li Xiaojie could tell Liya's strength. No matter what, she was still a level 8 inner martial artist. Li Xiaojie didn't even have the confidence to defeat Liya. But why did this woman run? Liya's speed was so fast that she was about to fly, giving Liya another fright. Li Xiaojia was absent-minded for a moment, and realized that Li Ye had almost disappeared. Was this woman really running for her life? There must be something wrong with her. Boom! Li Xiaojia didn't care anymore. He leaped into the air and struck out with his palm towards Li Ye's back. A thick black mist flew out, forming a huge palm pattern in the air. The speed of the black mist was even faster than Li Xiaojia's, and it shot towards Li Ye like a bullet. Ah! Bastard, you forced me to do this. Li Ye realized that she had really changed. Her reaction speed, strength, and other aspects had all greatly improved. Li Ye didn't need to turn her head to feel the aura of death coming from behind her. When the aura was about to envelop her, Li Ye turned around and struck out with her palm. Boom! Li Ye's inner chi and Li Xiaojia's corpse aura collided in the air, causing a series of violent explosions. Li Ye felt the ground beneath her feet shake slightly. This huge movement and the destructive power caused Li Ye to scream in fright. The scream was so loud that Li Xiaojia's eardrums were about to burst. Li Xiaojia hurriedly retreated all the way, and only then did he manage to narrowly avoid the aftermath of the explosion. Looking at Li Ye, who was screaming non-stop in fright, Li Xiaojia was truly dumbfounded. You're the one who caused this commotion, what the hell are you shouting for? After shouting for a while, Li Ye suddenly stopped. Her pair of beautiful eyes that were filled with panic suddenly flashed with the light of surprise. Li Ye realized that she seemed to have suddenly turned into a superwoman. She felt that there was a little beast hiding in her body, as if she had an inexhaustible amount of strength and power. Li Ye looked at the lover's lock that had been torn off her neck, and suddenly thought of Qin Feng's words. If there's an emergency, immediately break this chain. Li Ye seemed to understand that this lover lock was obviously not a simple item. It was very likely that it was a very precious and rare spirit artifact, and the series of changes that had happened to his body was obviously related to the broken chain. Monster, how dare you follow me? Today, I will do justice on behalf of the heavens. After understanding the reason, Li Ye was not afraid at all. She believed that Qin Feng must have left her a very powerful treasure, and Li Ye was going to personally capture the people from the verdant sect. With a tap of her feet, Li Ye flew out as light as a swallow. Her speed and the height of her jump caused Li Ye to cry out in surprise. Even though she was mentally prepared, she still felt that it was inconceivable. Li Xiaojia looked at Li Ye in a daze. He was almost turned into a lunatic by this woman. This woman was indeed sick. She was clearly a very powerful expert, yet she still wanted to pretend to be a rookie. Did she take Laozi for a retard? Do you really think Laozi can't see through your little tricks? Boom! Li Xiaojia struck out with his palms again, then turned around and ran. 2 large black handprints appeared in the air, directly blocking Li Ye's path. However, Li Ye was not afraid at all, and her pretty face even revealed an excited expression. She had long dreamed of becoming a powerful martial artist one day, and now that her dream had come true, Li Ye felt that it was extremely fun. Bang! Bang! Li Ye's speed did not decrease, and she continued to strike out with her palms in midair. Her movements were completely different from Qin Feng's. Qin Feng's movements were concise, and every move he made was a killing move. Li Ye, on the other hand, was like a beautiful girl warrior. Before she waved her palm, she even made a few fancy movements, and even recited some lines from cartoons. Although his movements looked a little flowery, the hidden inner chi was surging violently. This was 80% of Qin Feng's strength. How could an ordinary person withstand it? Bang! 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 Li Xiaojia ran for his life, while Li Ye was like a dragonfly skimming the water. She floated in the air for a while, then landed on the ground and jumped up again. Li Ye's jade-like hands continued to wave, and a series of loud sounds came from the ground. It felt like a special effect from a mythical movie, and behind Li Xiaojia, there were constantly rocks flying and the ground cracking, causing Li Ye to shout excitedly. Li Xiaojia was beaten to a sorry state. Some of the rocks bounced onto his body, piercing several small holes in his black robe. Li Xiaojia was completely infuriated. He had never been chased and beaten by a woman like this before. This was simply an insult to him. "Tsk, tsk, tsk." Li Xiaojie suddenly let out a strange cry. It sounded like he was laughing, but it also felt like he was crying. Leah was so scared that she stopped. The sound of crying and laughing made Leah's hair stand on end, and goosebumps appeared all over her body. "You monster, hurry up and surrender!" Leah glared at Li Xiaojie with a cold expression. "Bitch, I'll make you die a horrible death!" Li Xiaojie suddenly moved. His speed was so fast that it made Leah's eyes blur. After a round of fighting, Li Xiaojie had already discovered some clues. He felt that Leah was really a novice at fighting. With a body full of inner qi, he could not even release a single killing move. The attacks that Leah had launched in front of him were all playful moves. Bang, 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 bang. Leah panicked and started to randomly slap her surroundings. Leah was already unable to determine Li Xiaojie's current location. Seeing that the corpse aura was gradually surrounding him, Leah immediately became flustered and started to fight randomly without any order. "Tsk, tsk, tsk. You really are a newbie. I really don't know how you broke through to your current realm. Fall for me." Li Xiaojie's voice suddenly spread out, and the entire black mist was filled with his creepy evil laughter. Leah was so scared that she broke out in cold sweat. She turned around and kicked again, but other than the sound of wind breaking, there was no sign of her kicking Li Xiaojie. Boom! A ball of black mist suddenly flew over and crashed into Leah's back. Leah was not prepared at all, and fell to the ground and rolled around. "Bastard, you dare hit big sister, you're simply too despicable." Not only did Leah possess a strong amount of inner qi, her body's defense had also reached 80% of Qin Feng's strength. This palm had injured Leah, but it was not a serious injury. Leah jumped up and kicked the black mist a few more times. Bang, bang, bang! It was still the sound of wind breaking, and he did not kick Li Xiaojie at all. The surrounding black mist was too dense, and the corpse aura had the effect of interfering with one's mind. Leah's judgment was rapidly declining. "Tsk, tsk, tsk. Bitch, let's see how long you can last. So what if you're at the inner 9 level? I'll torture you the same!" Li Xiaojie's laughter echoed in the surroundings, purposely disrupting Leah's judgment. Leah felt the corpse aura enter her body, and the dizziness became even more intense. "Monster, consider yourself lucky today. Don't let big sister bump into you again." Leah was not stupid. She knew that if she continued to waste time, she would definitely be finished. With a leap, Leah ran out of the black mist. Leah's speed was extremely fast, and her ears were filled with the whistling of the wind. However, Li Xiaojie did not let Leah go. The balls of black mist seemed to have grown eyes, and followed closely behind Leah. Halfway through, Leah's phone rang, and she quickly picked it up. "Xiaoye, where are you? Why did you break the lover lock?" The call was from Qin Feng. Leah was already running wildly, and the sound of the wind was whistling in her ears. However, the sound of the wind coming from the phone was even louder, and Leah suspected that Qin Feng was riding on the plane for a ride. Qin Feng did not step on the plane. He was currently stepping on the flaming golden eagle and rushing towards Zhongchuan City. "Woo-woo! Darling! I met someone from the Verdant sect. That guy can release corpse aura. I feel like I can't hold on any longer. Darling, quickly come and save me." As Leah ran, she pouted and acted coquettishly. Qin Feng immediately shouted, "Don't fight with him, run quickly. Your strength can only last for half an hour." When Qin Feng finished speaking, Leah was immediately dumbfounded. His strength could only be maintained for half an hour? It seemed to have been almost half an hour since he broke the lover lock. "Io!" Leah, who was running, suddenly cried out in alarm. She realized that the little beast hidden in her body had disappeared, and her strength was also gone. Leah's speed was extremely fast just now, but now that she had tripped and fallen, she could not even stand up. Li Xiaojie had already caught up to Leah, but he did not immediately come up to capture her. "It's over, time's up," Leah shouted in despair in her heart. What made her even more desperate was that this fall had sent her phone flying, and she couldn't even find it now. Li Xiaojia observed his surroundings for a while, and realized that the inner qi on Li Ye's body had suddenly disappeared. How could such a strong and rich inner qi disappear just like that? Li Xiaojia was so depressed that he wanted to die. Even he, an evil cultivator, could not understand Li Ye's situation. This woman was even more ferocious than the evil cultivator. It was too strange. What are you standing there for? Come and catch me. Li Ye seemed to have seen through Li Xiaojia's thoughts. She knew that she wouldn't be able to escape, so she pretended to be calm and scared Li Xiaojia. Humph! Do you think I'm stupid? You must have dug a trap for me. Don't worry, I won't capture you myself. I'll first use the corpse aura to knock you out, then it won't be too late to capture you. Li Xiaojia hesitated for a moment, but still did not dare to go up and capture him. He was afraid that the moment he got close to Li Ye, that woman would suddenly launch another sneak attack. Rumble! A ball of black mist pounced over, and in a short while, it surrounded Li Ye. Li Ye immediately got up and started running again. She wanted to stall for as much time as possible. She knew that Qin Feng had already come to save her. Chapter 954. It was still daytime in America. Qin Feng riding on the flaming golden eagle was very eye-catching, so he bought an invisibility cloak from the system and put it on himself and the golden eagle. The effect of the invisibility cloak was the same as the invisible fighter. The wind whistled past his ears as the flaming golden eagle reached its maximum speed. It was as if every few minutes, the ground beneath his feet would change, and the sky would gradually turn dark. Xiaoya, why aren't you saying anything? Qin Feng had not hung up yet, and neither had Li Ye. However, there was no sound from the other side. Qin Feng shouted a few times, but there was no reply from Li Ye. A bad premonition surged in his heart, and Qin Feng's face was so cold that it was about to freeze. Little pig, can you locate Li Ye? Qin Feng asked. Master, Li Ye has a lover lock produced by the system. The system can locate the location of the lover lock for free. Very good, hurry up and locate it. Flaming Golden Eagle, advance at full speed. In an abandoned factory on the outskirts of Zhongchuan City, Li Ye slowly opened her eyes. Just as she woke up, Li Ye thought of being captured and immediately started to struggle. Bastard, you dare to capture Big Sister? Hurry up and let me go, Big Sister's boyfriend is already here, just you wait to die. Li Ye quickly discovered her situation. Her hands and feet were tied up, and she was surrounded by an abandoned and dark factory. The strange black-robed man was standing right in front of her, and Li Ye struggled with all her might, but she could not break free from the bindings. TSK. Your boyfriend? The brat who captured a few hundred people from the Lone Dragon Gang and destroyed the Lone Dragon Gang with you. Very good, very good. I was just waiting to settle the score with him, and he came to die himself, saving me the trouble. Li Xiaojia laughed strangely, especially in the dark abandoned factory. His laughter was even more terrifying, scaring Li Ye so much that her delicate body trembled. Li Xiaojia suddenly stopped laughing, his eyes staring straight at Li Ye's full chest, flashing with an evil light. Hey! You, what are you looking at? Do you believe that Big Sister will dig out your eyeballs and step on them? Let me tell you, Big Sister's boyfriend is very powerful. He can slap you to death with one hand. Li Ye noticed Li Xiaojia's vulgar gaze, causing her to shrink back in fright. Her entire body had shrunk to the corner, and there was no way out. Is your boyfriend really that powerful? Then why isn't he here yet? Since he's so slow, we should find some fun to play with during this period of time. You're a pretty girl. I'll let you enjoy yourself to the heavens first. When your boyfriend comes later and sees us making love, won't he be very happy? Li Xiaojia was one of the 4 young masters of Acropolis City. He used to be a playboy and loved to play with women. However, after he was killed by Qin Feng at the Amethyst Dragon Palace and was saved by the Verdant Sect, Li Xiaojia had been busy cultivating and had no time to play with women. Now that there was a Hong Kong most beautiful miss in front of him for 3 consecutive years, Li Xiaojia was immediately interested. Ah! You monster, scram! If you dare touch me, big sister will perish together with you. Looking at Li Xiaojia, who was walking over step by step, Leah struggled with all her might. Li Xiaojia was already standing in front of Leah, his gaze moving from Leah's three-dimensional and exquisite face all the way to her neck, chest, lower abdomen, long legs, and finally to her shoes. The fire in Li Xiaojia's stomach burned fiercely. He hadn't touched a woman for more than half a year. That strong desire made Li Xiaojia's eyes turn red, as if his entire body was about to ignite. Beauty, don't worry, Big Brother was also a rich young master in the past. Big Brother knows all kinds of tricks. Big Brother's an old driver with wind essence oil. I will definitely let you fly. After Li Xiaojia finished looking at Leah, he started to take off his clothes. When he took off his shirt, Leah was so scared that she forgot to struggle. Li Xiaojia's skin was black and wrinkled, like a layer of dry and cracked black skin. As Li Xiaojia took off his clothes, the black skin on his upper body fell to the ground like snow, but what fell was black snow. Leah had forgotten that she was going to be violated. Was this man still human? Was this the evil cultivator of the verdant sect? If he didn't want to be a good person, did he have to make himself into a monster? Li Xiaojia's body had an evil aura. Now that he had taken off his shirt, a strong corpse aura floated out, causing Leah to almost vomit. However, Li Xiaojia did not care about Leah's reaction. After taking off his shirt, he reached into his pants and started fumbling around. After a while, Li Xiaojia's excited expression dimmed down, and his eyes spewed out flames of anger. Fuck! Qin Feng, Laozi will kill you! It's all your fault. It's all your fault that Laozi is like this. I want to skin you alive. I want to turn you into a walking corpse. Li Xiaojia originally wanted to violate Leah, but in the end, he suddenly touched his crotch and started cursing. Leah was truly dumbfounded, and when she heard that Li Xiaojia actually knew Qin Feng, she was even more dumbfounded. Seeing Li Xiaojia roaring and shouting crazily at the side, Leah did not dare to say a word. She was deeply afraid that Li Xiaojia would suddenly think of her and pounce on her to violate her. If that was the case, Leah might as well bite her tongue and commit suicide. Get up, hurry up and fucking get up! Li Xiaojia tore off his pants and stood naked at the side, fiddling with his body. Leah took a glance and immediately closed her eyes in fright. She was about to die from fright. Was this man sick? Li Xiaojia was really sick. Ever since he had been replaced by Qin Feng with a pig's heart and dog's kidney, his body had been failing. Every time he saw a beautiful woman, he would have an impulsive reaction, but little Li Xiaojia did not have any reaction. Li Xiaojia did not have the mood to violate Leah right now. Even if he pounced on Leah and stripped her naked, he would not be able to stand up at the most crucial moment. Wouldn't Leah laugh at him to death? Get up! If you don't get up, I'll cut you up! Li Xiaojia stood at the side and fiddled with it, his mouth still muttering about getting up. Leah had had enough. She did not want to stay with this lunatic Li Xiaojia for even a second, but Leah could not run away, so she could only close her eyes and not look around. Woof woof. After an unknown amount of time, Li Xiaojia still did not get up. Just as Li Xiaojia was about to give up on violating Leah, a wild dog suddenly ran in. This abandoned factory was probably the territory of the big wolf dog, and when the wild dog saw someone running in, it barked at Li Xiaojia. Li Xiaojia suddenly stopped what he was doing and looked at the wild dog standing in front of him naked. Li Xiaojia's dog kidney was changed, and he did not know if it was because of this, but the moment he saw the wild dog, the sleeping little Li Xiaojia suddenly stood up, and the raging fire in his stomach completely erupted. Boom! Li Xiaojia struck out with his palm, and a ball of black mist enveloped the wild dog. The wild dog that was barking at Li Xiaojia with its porcelain teeth suddenly became docile, and laid on the ground without moving. Li Xiaojia's eyes shone with a green light, and with a big stride, he rushed to the side of the wild dog. He picked up the wild dog and looked at it, and was immediately extremely excited. Woof woof woof. Suddenly, the miserable cries of a wild dog came from the abandoned factory. That heart-wrenching sound scared Leah so much that she couldn't help but take a look. Seeing the scene in front of her, Leah almost fainted from fright. The battle between a man and a dog had completely overturned Leah's worldview. Leah wanted to escape, but her feet were tied up. She wanted to cover her ears, but her hands were tied up. The entire factory was filled with the continuous screams of wild dogs, and from time to time, Li Xiaojia's low growls could be heard. Leah was about to cry. She never thought that there would be such a disgusting person in this world, not even letting a wild dog go. Just how hungry and thirsty were they? Aoo! A cry came from the entrance of the abandoned factory. The sound was like the cry of an ancient bird. The flaming golden eagle spread its wings and landed steadily on the ground. The surrounding rubble and dust flew into the air, and the scene was extremely spectacular. Qin Feng had said not to let the golden eagle scream, but this big stupid bird kept screaming all the way. In the end, Qin Feng could not control it anymore. Just as he jumped down from the golden eagle, Qin Feng recalled it back into the system. Master, according to the system's senses, the lover lock is in this factory. The little pig's voice sounded in Qin Feng's mind. Just as Qin Feng walked to the door, he heard a burst of crazy dog barks coming from inside the room. He didn't know what kind of torture the dog had suffered, but why was it barking more miserably than a pig being slaughtered? Qin Feng's nerves immediately tensed up, because he heard another low growl from a man. 2 hours had passed since Leah was captured, and Qin Feng had lost contact with Leah for more than an hour. During this period of time, Li Xiaojia could have done a lot of things, and what worried Qin Feng the most was Leah's beauty. Hearing the man's low growl, Qin Feng's entire body emitted a strong killing intent, but the even more excited dog barks made Qin Feng puzzled. What the hell was going on? Xiaoya! Qin Feng didn't have time to think, and rushed into the factory. As soon as he entered the room, Qin Feng was shocked by the scene in front of him. It was the first time Qin Feng had seen an intense battle between a man and a dog. Li Xiaojia was also stunned. He looked at Xing Shuai, who was standing at the door. Wasn't this Li's wild man? Not long ago, Xing Shuai had ruined Li Xiaojia's plans. Li Xiaojia had always wanted to kill Xing Shuai. Now that Xing Shuai was here, Li Xiaojia had no time to care about him. He was still twisting his body as if he didn't want to stop. Qin Feng. Woo-woo. Save me, that man is a pervert. Seeing that Qin Feng had really come, Leah was stunned for a while before she came back to her senses. Then, she shouted excitedly at Qin Feng. Xiaoya, are you alright? Qin Feng discovered Leah and immediately went over to untie her. The ropes on Leah's hands and feet were untied, and she threw herself into Qin Feng's embrace, crying loudly. She was really scared to death by Li Xiaojia's abnormality. Woo-woo. Qin Feng, help me teach that bastard a lesson. This kind of pervert shouldn't live. Chapter 955. After a while, Li Xiaojia finally came back to his senses. He realized that Xing Shuai didn't look like Qin Feng at all. Who are you? Li Xiaojia's face was ferocious. He didn't care that he was naked. He kicked the wild dog away and glared at Qin Feng. The wild dog slammed into the wall. His head burst open and he died. Leah shrieked in fear at this cruel scene. She covered her eyes and didn't dare to watch. Qin Feng pushed Leah behind him and looked into Li Xiaojia's cold eyes. He said word by word. Li Xiaojia, we've been enemies for a long time. It's time to put an end to it. Li Xiaojia's vitality shocked Qin Feng. 8 months ago, Qin Feng pierced Li Xiaojia's heart with his spear in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. A few months later, Qin Feng witnessed Li Xiaojia's resurrection at Heping Town's Fengyun Fun City. Qin Feng dissected Li Xiaojia twice. Not only did Li Xiaojia not die, but he also became a monster and his strength increased greatly. Later, Li Xiaojia escaped during the Elixir Conference. This time, Qin Feng would not let Li Xiaojia leave alive. Li Xiaojia was stunned for a long time. Suddenly, he came back to his senses. His eyes were bloodshot, and he looked like he wanted to swallow Qin Feng alive. After the battle with the wild dog, Li Xiaojie calmed down. He was disgusted by his actions just now. Li Xiaojie went from being a hedonistic young master to being neither a human nor a ghost. He didn't want this to happen, and Li Xiaojie blamed all of this on Qin Feng. If it wasn't for Qin Feng, Li Xiaojie felt that he wouldn't have become like this. He would still be a hedonistic young master, hugging a group of superstars and trying out all sorts of new and interesting things. Qin Feng? Are you Qin Feng? Why did you change your appearance? Are you really Qin Feng? Li Xiaojie was going crazy. I pierced your heart with my spear in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. I dissected you twice in Fengmian Fun City. I killed your master, Ghost Face Mountain, and let you escape during the Elixir Conference. Tell me, am I Qin Feng? Leah was dumbfounded when she heard this. She never thought that Qin Feng would really be related to that perverted man, and that it was an irreconcilable hatred. Hee. It's Qin Feng. You're really Qin Feng. You've come just in time. I want you to become like me and have a taste of being neither human nor ghost. Li Xiaojie suddenly let out a strange laugh. Then, a majestic corpse chi gushed out from his body. The black mist instantly enveloped Qin Feng and Leah. With Qin Feng's stage 9 inner chi, the corpse chi could no longer corrode Qin Feng's body. However, Leah was just an ordinary human being. Buzz! A strange energy wave spread out. A long sword shining with a holy white light appeared in Qin Feng's hand. More than half of the black fog that enveloped the surroundings dissipated, and the original darkness was once again illuminated by the angel's sword. Li Xiaojie seemed to be very afraid of the angel's sword, and hurriedly retreated dozens of meters away in fright. However, his body was still surging with corpse energy, constantly filling up the dissipated black fog by the angel's sword. Xiaoye, hold the angel's sword and stand here. I'll deal with that pervert. Qin Feng tossed the angel's sword to Leah. The corpse chi around Leah instantly dispersed, and it could no longer approach Leah's body. Leah felt her head was clear again. The dizziness and nausea had also disappeared, and the air around her seemed to have become fresher. She looked at the sword in her hand and was shocked. Qin Feng really has a lot of treasures. Rumble! Qin Feng lunged at Li Xiaojie with both of his fists. The sound of thunder and tiger's roar came from the factory. The special thunder tiger fists were mighty and mighty. When Qin Feng's fists landed, a few large cracks appeared on the ground. Shock flashed in Li Xiaojie's eyes. Qin Feng's strength had increased again. Even a heretic like Li Xiaojie found it hard to believe that Qin Feng's strength had increased again. Dark Corpse Burning Palm! In a moment of desperation, Li Xiaojie hurriedly launched 2 palm strikes. This move was taught to Li Xiaojie by Ghost Face Mountain Man. 2 dense black fireballs shot towards Qin Feng. However, before they could even touch his body, they were shattered by the Thunder Tiger fists. Even the black mist that covered the sky and covered the earth quickly dissipated. Bang! Both fists landed, followed by a crisp sound. The spirit snake whip in Qin Feng's hand flickered with a blue light. Not long ago, Qin Feng had used the 10,000 Treasures Pavilion to upgrade all the orange-grade spirit weapons to blue-grade spirit weapons. Now, the spirit snake whip was even more powerful. Several whip shadows came down densely, and Li Xiaojie once again struck out with his palm. However, Li Xiaojie's strength was much weaker than Qin Feng's, and his corpse chi was quickly engulfed by the blue whip shadows. In the end, it struck Li Xiaojie's chest. Puff! Li Xiaojie was like a kite with its string cut. He flew through the air and spat out a large mouthful of black blood. You dare to kidnap my people? Today, I'll send you to hell! Qin Feng already had enmity with Li Xiaojie. With a casual slap, a dense fireball flew out and instantly enveloped the ground where Li Xiaojie was. However, Li Xiaojie's scream did not come from the fireball. He dodged to the side and arrived at the side of the wild dog that had fallen to death. Under Qin Feng and Li Ye's astonished gazes, Li Xiaojie picked up the wild dog that had been dead for a long time. He pierced his palm through the wild dog's stomach and dug out all the internal organs. These internal organs were already lifeless, and their color had already turned black and dry. However, Li Xiaojie liked these organs very much. He placed them on his nose and sniffed them a few times, then opened his mouth and ate them all. A stench wafted through the factory. Leah was so scared that she almost fainted. She was completely disgusted by Li Xiaojie today. How could there be such a perverted man in this world? Even Qin Feng was terrified. He had long heard that the verdant sect was an evil sect, and that the disciples' cultivation methods were extremely cruel and disgusting. Seeing it today, it was even more terrifying than Qin Feng had imagined. Qin Feng and Leah were extremely disgusted, but Li Xiaojie had an expression of extreme enjoyment. He did not directly swallow the organs, but chewed them in his mouth as if they were delicious. After eating, he even licked the black blood on his fingers and looked at Qin Feng with a playful smile. Burp! Li Xiaojie burped. He could smell the stench even from a distance away. Leah could not take it anymore. She grabbed the angel's sword and squatted on the ground, vomiting. Qin Feng was also extremely disgusted. He waved the spirit snake whip and lashed out. Crack! Crack! As if thunder and lightning had sounded, dozens of whipped shadows followed the sound and instantly surrounded Li Xiaojie. However, Li Xiaojie was not afraid at all. The smile on his face became even brighter as he suddenly struck out with his palm. An aura that seemed to be able to topple mountains and overturn the seas burst out. The whipped shadows suddenly disappeared, and a thick black fog that was like a rolling cloud instantly filled the entire factory. Qin Feng, no matter how powerful you are, today is the day you die. Li Xiaojie suddenly became stronger. This guy had eaten a meal of corpse qi and his organs exploded. Fortunately, Leah had the protection of the angel's sword, and everything within a meter of her was bright. However, Qin Feng was drowned in the surging corpse aura. It was difficult for him to even open his eyes, let alone determine Li Xiaojie's location. Li Xiaojie continued to run at an extremely fast speed, like a ghost. He was looking for an opportunity to make his move. After running for an unknown period of time, he suddenly appeared behind Qin Feng and struck out with his palm. Boom! The thick black fog condensed into a black fireball and instantly engulfed Qin Feng's location. Leah screamed in fright and rushed over to help with the angel's sword. When she arrived at Qin Feng's location, the surrounding black fog started to dissipate, and the angel's sword emitted a holy light, illuminating the surroundings. Leah and Li Xiaojie were both startled. Qin Feng was not there at all. A gust of wind appeared behind Li Xiaojie, causing his expression to change drastically. He did not even have the chance to react before his entire body was sent flying. Puff! Li Xiaojie spat out another few mouthfuls of black blood as he directly sank into the hard wall. There were no more corpses in the huge factory for Li Xiaojie to replenish his energy. He was completely at his wits' end. Tsk tisk! You evil cultivators are really unscrupulous in order to break through. You even eat corpses, you're simply insane. The spirit snake whip in Qin Feng's hand had turned into a spirit rush sword, emitting a faint blue light. Li Xiaojie coughed and couldn't even speak. He was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. It was not Li Xiaojie's idea to use animal corpses to replenish his energy. Even the Verdant sect had never done this before. The Verdant sect was the #1 evil cultivator sect in China. Their main method of cultivation was to use human organs to cultivate. Ever since Qin Feng gave Li Xiaojie a pig's heart and dog's kidney at Fengyun Fun City, the Verdant sect discovered a new shortcut. It turned out that they could use animal organs to achieve a breakthrough, and it was even faster. Moreover, animals could be bred in large quantities, but humans were not so easy to obtain. Therefore, the Verdant sect used Li Xiaojie as their main experimental subject and began to cultivate him. Currently, Li Xiaojie was an omnivore who ate both humans and animals. Ahem. Qin Feng, do you really dare to kill me? I'm the Verdant sect's disciple. If you kill me, the verdant sect will not rest until you're dead. Li Xiaojia was severely injured and had no way to resist. All he could do was to threaten Qin Feng. How could Qin Feng be scared? He was a man who could kill people. You don't have to worry about that. After I'm done with you, I'll find some time to eradicate the verdant sect space. You freaks who are neither human nor ghosts will only bring disaster to this world. Qin Feng wasn't afraid of the verdant sect at all. Moreover, even if he didn't kill Li Xiaojia, the verdant sect wouldn't let Qin Feng go. Rumble. Qin Feng raised his hand, and a ball of destructive fire shot out. In the next moment, Li Xiaojia was engulfed in flames. He didn't even have time to scream before he was engulfed by the flames and disappeared from the world. Li Xiaojia was completely dead. Not even his ashes were left. This time, Qin Feng didn't have to worry about Li Xiaojia coming back to life. If Li Xiaojia really came back to life, Qin Feng would be scared to death. Qin Feng, are you all right? Leah heaved a sigh of relief when she saw the flames had dissipated and Li Xiaojia was gone. She hastily ran to check on Qin Feng's injuries. Chapter 956. Li Xiaojia had finally died, and Qin Feng had one less worry in his heart. The abandoned factory still had a foul smell, but Qin Feng and Leah had already walked out. The evening breeze on the plains of the suburbs blew on their faces like fresh air, making them feel as if they had crawled out of a sewer. Leah was still lying in Qin Feng's embrace, unwilling to come out, because Qin Feng's embrace gave her a sense of security. Leah's heart was filled with warmth. She couldn't even remember how many times Qin Feng had saved her from dire straits. Last time, Qin Feng rushed over from Hong Kong, and this time, Qin Feng seemed to have gone to the United States. How did Qin Feng rush back? Qin Feng, did you really come back on a rocket? Leah suddenly woke up. Qin Feng took off the lover lock from Leah's neck and was about to throw it away when Leah snatched it back. What are you doing? This thing can only be used once. It's useless once it's broken, Qin Feng explained. However, Leah still held on to the lover lock tightly in her hands and pouted. Then I still want to keep it. This is something you gave me, and it even saved my life. Oh right, is this a martial artist's spirit weapon? I just became a beautiful girl warrior. Qin Feng chuckled as he rubbed Leah's jade back. You can say that. When you break the lover lock, you will have 80% of my power for half an hour. Leah cried out in alarm. She knew that Qin Feng was one of the 9 dragons of China, so he was at least at the inner 9th level. No wonder he was so powerful at that time. I'll put this on for you. Although it's not as powerful as the lover lock, it can still protect you a few times. With a wave of his hand, Qin Feng bought a defensive necklace from the system. The necklace was strung together by ruby-like beads, and when worn on Leah's fair neck, it was extremely dazzling. Leah held on to the defensive necklace and couldn't bear to part with it. She felt that Qin Feng was really good to her. These spirit weapons were quite precious, but Qin Feng gave them to her without any hesitation. Xiaoya, you asked me how I came here. Do you want to see my mount? Qin Feng chuckled as he looked at Leah. Great. You didn't ride the divine eagle here, did you? Just as Leah was fantasizing, she suddenly heard a burst of bird cries. The sound was so loud that it almost broke Leah's eardrums. Holy shit. No way, he really came here on the divine condor. No, it doesn't look like an eagle. Is it a phoenix? Leah was stunned by the incomparably huge flaming golden condor in front of her. The golden condor's entire body was golden and bright, illuminating the surrounding darkness. Its feathers rippled in the wind like burning flames. This is a flaming golden falcon, a little pet of mine. Do you want to sit on it and feel it? Qin Feng said that this was a little pet, but Leah did not agree at all. This little pet was even bigger than a house. Leah was still in a daze when he realized that he was already riding on the flaming golden eagle. It turned out that this phoenix did not have any flames on its body, and its feathers were still very soft to the touch. Leah's courage gradually grew, and she started to touch the golden eagle's body. The golden eagle's back was extremely big, and Leah was fine even after running around on it. Fly, fly, I'm actually flying! The flaming golden eagle rushed into the clouds. Qin Feng used the invisibility cloak to cover the golden eagle, so he was not afraid of being exposed. Leah watched as the ground beneath her feet became smaller and smaller. The huge factory was now the size of an ant. This feeling was too magical, 10,000 times better than sitting on a plane. After messing around for a while, Leah was tired from running and came back to sit beside Qin Feng. The wind was howling all around, and Leah was shivering a little. Qin Feng hugged Leah in his embrace, and from time to time, he would touch Leah's shoulder. Xiaoya, have you heard of the saying 1,000 miles in a day? Qin Feng suddenly asked in all seriousness. Leah looked at Qin Feng foolishly. I've heard of it. We can be considered to be moving 1,000 miles in a day right now. Qin Feng shook his head. Not yet, 1,000 miles, not even a day. Leah was confused. Her eyes rolled back and forth. Suddenly her face turned red, and she bashfully pounded Qin Feng's chest. Scoundrel, you're never serious. Qin Feng let Leah hit him. It felt like a massage. Leah acted coquettishly for a while, then suddenly thought of the scene of Li Xiaojia fighting the wild dog in the factory, and Leah's face instantly turned even redder. Qin Feng was just joking around. He did not expect Leah's red lips to suddenly press against him. Just as Qin Feng was about to speak, Leah spoke first. You're not allowed to say it. Lie down obediently. This was Leah's first time. She originally didn't know anything, but she had to pretend to be very powerful and take the initiative. Qin Feng followed Leah and laid comfortably on the back of the golden eagle. Leah struggled for a long time but still failed. In the end, it was Qin Feng who pressed down on Leah's shoulder and successfully broke through. As a supreme playboy, Qin Feng had tried all sorts of places and scenes. Some were on the car, some were on the fire dragon horse, some were in the room, the balcony, the sofa, the coffee table, and the bathroom. However, this was Qin Feng's first time trying to fly in the sky. This was truly 1,000 miles in a day. The cries of the flaming golden eagle could be heard continuously in the sky, and the intelligence agencies in all parts of China exploded. Not long ago, a flame ship that was suspected to have come from outer space had appeared in Hong Kong, and now, a strange sound wave had appeared. Qin Feng and Leah still did not know that their battle had caused a sensation in China. After the two of them were done, Qin Feng let the golden eagle land and kept this stupid bird that did not know how to keep a low profile back into the system. This was the first time Leah had become a woman, and she could not leave Qin Feng at all. Her soft and delicate body leaned against Qin Feng's embrace, wishing that time would stop at this moment and stay with Qin Feng forever. Xiaoya, I'll send you back. After that, I also have to return to America. I still have a Dragon Gate mission to complete. When I'm done, I'll come back to see you. Qin Feng comforted Leah with a few words. Although Leah was unwilling to let Qin Feng leave, she was still a rather rational woman. After sending Leah back to the villa, Qin Feng rode the flaming golden eagle back to America. After traveling back and forth in the duration of the battle, it was already dark by the time Qin Feng returned to America. When Qin Feng arrived at the filming location, he found that the beauties and the director had already left. The long-awaited bed scene was ruined again. Qin Feng rushed back to Star Hotel. Rao Sherman and the other ladies were in Qin Feng's suite, watching TV in the living room. Qin Feng, you're back. Zhang Kuku was the first to rush up to Qin Feng. She threw herself into Qin Feng's arms and clung onto him like a koala. Qin Feng, are you all right? The other beauties gathered around Qin Feng and looked at him worriedly. Qin Feng forcefully pulled Zhang Kuku down from his body and smiled at everyone. I'm fine. Have you guys eaten yet? Let's go and have dinner together. Qin Feng guessed that the beauties must have not eaten yet. How could they be in the mood to eat when he was not back? Seeing that Qin Feng had returned safely, the ladies were relieved. Everyone went to the hotel to have dinner, and the atmosphere was very lively. After dinner, Qin Feng went back to his room. It was getting late, so Ma Xinqin and Han Yingying went back to their rooms to rest. Just as Qin Feng lay down on the sofa, Yan Wu Shuang's voice sounded in his mind. Qin Feng, there's news from America. Qin Feng hastily sat up straight and asked, "What's the plan?" The high-ranking officials in America were furious after they learned about the William family's plan. "The president said that he will dispatch the Blood Clan to help you complete the mission," said Yan Wu Shuang. "Blood Clan? Could it be that they really exist on Earth?" Qin Feng was stunned. He used to watch movies about vampires and werewolves in America. He did not expect that the Blood Clan still existed on Earth after the development of society. The Blood Clan does exist, and it has existed since the beginning of history. However, this is a top secret of the country. Even the common people in America don't know about the existence of the Blood Clan. It's just like how many people in China don't know about the existence of ancient martial artists. This is a protective measure taken by the government to prevent the public from panicking. Qin Feng had learned about the Blood Clan from the TV. However, the TV was somewhat fictitious. Yan Wu Shuang explained the situation of the Blood Clan to Qin Feng in detail. After all, Qin Feng would be joining the Blood Clan to deal with the William family in a few days. The Blood Clan is a clan of vampires. They drink blood to survive. The Blood Clan is in an awkward position in history. They are neither gods nor demons, and they are not humans. The Blood Clan is a mysterious clan. They look cold, noble, and elegant. They possess strength that ordinary people can't reach. They have pale skin and are nocturnal. Yan Wu Shuang explained in detail. Qin Feng felt a chill down his spine as he listened. He could not help but think of Li Xiaojie, whom he had just killed in Zhongchuan City. Why did the Blood Clan resemble the evil cultivators in China? Leader Yan, why did the American government arrange a group of vampires to complete the mission with me? What if they suddenly become hungry during the mission? They will eat me alive! Qin Feng felt depressed. He had waited for so long for reinforcements, but it was a group of crazy vampires. Yan Wu Shuang giggled. What are you talking about? The vampires have long been trained by the government, and now they only drink animal blood, not human blood. Qin Feng was relieved. It was not a problem for them not to drink human blood. Then when should I act? The Blood Clan is ready and can act at any time. The 12 Peaks want us to act as soon as possible. Otherwise, it will be difficult to deal with the William family when they cultivate a level 6 arcanist. Yan Wu Shuang sounded worried. Alright, I will look for Prince William tomorrow and infiltrate their base. Qin Feng also wanted to complete the mission as soon as possible. There was not a single level 6 arcanist in the William family. They might be able to deal with them, but who knew how powerful they would be after they cultivate a batch of level 6 arcanists? Just as Qin Feng was about to hang up, Yan Wu Shuang said in a remorseful tone. Qin Feng, I'm sorry. I applied to the 12 Peaks to help you, but they did not agree. They think the fewer people on this mission, the better. Otherwise, we will be exposed. That's good. I will be worried if you come, Qin Feng said. Chapter 957. The day of the Martial Arts Circle Convention drew closer. More and more outer martial artists came out of the mountains and entered the bustling city. These people usually stayed in the deep mountains and forests to train. Now that they entered the city, they would lose themselves at any moment. Most of the people who came out of the mountains went to Devil Beast Mountain. This was because Devil Beast Mountain had an abundance of spiritual herbs and spiritual plants. Everyone wanted to break through their cultivation before the Martial Arts Circle Convention began. Devil Beast Mountain and Hero City faced each other across the river. Moreover, they built a bridge over the river so they could enter and exit the city. Now, Hero City entered the eyes of the outer martial artists. Not only did the herbal sect discover Hero City's excellent location, but the outer martial artists also thought highly of Hero City. Martial Uncle Yuanjin, that castle is located in a treasured land with rich spiritual energy. It's surrounded by mountains on both sides, and it faces Devil Beast Mountain across the river. It's the best place to build a sect. A young monk dressed in a long gray cloth said to the old monk beside him. If Yuanjin had been arrogant and hot-tempered in the past, he would have immediately led the Shaolin disciples out of the mountains to occupy Hero City. However, after the disturbance in the martial arts circle, Yuanjin kept a low profile. He had witnessed the crouching tigers and hidden dragons of China. When he was beaten up by the young Qin Feng, Yuanjin didn't dare to be arrogant anymore. He was afraid that another young brat would appear and defeat all the Shaolin disciples. It's indeed a treasured land, but there's no hurry to seize it. Yuanjin glanced at the dozen or so disciples around him. These people were going to participate in the martial arts circle convention. Actually, Yuanjin had another concern. Not only was Shaolin Temple eyeing Hero City, but the dozens of outer martial arts sects were also eyeing Hero City. This was especially so for the herbal sect. Their sect master, Bai Yufei, had recently mobilized a large number of disciples to Hero City. It was obvious that he was going to attack Hero City. Who would be so bored as to interfere? He's here! Bai Yufei is here! It's really the herbal sect master, Bai Yufei. His aura is so strange. Why can't I feel it? It can't be. Did Bai Yufei break through to the true energy stage? Only true Qi stage experts can completely suppress their true Qi to the level of an ordinary person. Some of the foreign martial artists who passed by Hero City stopped. Not too far away, a group of people dressed in robes made of white leaves walked over. There were more than 30 of them, and all of them held weapons in their hands. They were dressed like ancient people, and if they walked down the street, they would think that they were filming a historical drama. At the very front of the crowd was a man of unknown age. The man was in high spirits. His long hair was tied behind his head, fluttering in the wind. Both sides of his temples were long, and he held a slender sword in his hand. He looked just like Murong Fu from the demigods and semi-devils. Who is it? This is the holy land of Hero City, not Hengyan Studios. Bai Yufei had just walked to the entrance of Hero City when he was stopped by the phone group's guards. I'm not here to film. I want to see your city, Lord. A hint of disdain flashed across Bai Yufei's eyes. He felt that speaking to these commoners from the phone group was degrading his status as the medicine sect master. You can't see the city, Lord, just because you want to. Hurry up and leave! The people from the phone group were also impatient. Young Master Qin wasn't in Hero City, and even if he was, not everyone could see young Master Qin. A hint of killing intent flashed across Bai Yufei's eyes. White Cloud, who was standing next to him, pointed at the phone group's guards and yelled, "Stinking brat, hurry up and call your city lord out, or else you'll lose your life." A strong man from the phone group was stunned. He looked at White Cloud and said, "Eh? I remember now, you guys were the ones who were beaten away a few days ago. Now you're here to cause trouble again? Do you think the people from Hero City are easy to bully?" The phone group's guard recognized White Cloud. White Cloud was so angry that he gritted his teeth. Saying that he was beaten away last time in front of so many people was a slap in the face. The people from the phone group learned their lesson this time. They knew that they weren't the ones who beat away White Cloud and the others last time. A fairy suddenly appeared and saved everyone. Seeing that these people were here to cause trouble again, one of the phone group's guards immediately ran to the side to call Huang Jinghua. Bai Yufei didn't even bother with the guard who made the call. He waved his hand and signaled for White Cloud to leave. "You guys, my identity is a little special. In the eyes of mortals like you, I'm a god. I really like this piece of land. Tell your city lord to come out and meet me. I want to take over this land. In the future, you guys will be outer disciples of the herbal sect. I can teach you martial arts and make you immortal." Bai Yufei saw that the people from the phone group were all commoners. He thought that the people living in Hero City were all commoners. Bai Yufei wanted to use the conditions of becoming a martial artist to entice these people. Then, he would easily take over Hero City. He wanted these people to work hard for him in the future and continue to help him manage Hero City. Bai Yufei's idea was very good. It was an excellent plan. However, the plan was wrong from the start. He had underestimated the power of Hero City. Your identity is special? You say you're a god? I think you're more like a lunatic. The people from the phone group were about to be amused to death by Yufei. Was there something wrong with the people who came recently? Each of them was dressed strangely and spoke like they were either gods or immortals. When did so many lunatics appear in Huaxia? Could it be that some mental hospital closed down? Yufei was so angry that the hair on his temples became crooked. As the head of the alchemy sect in the outer martial arts world, he was usually able to summon wind and rain. Everyone gave him some face, but in the end, he was scolded by a group of commoners. The sword in Yufei's hand was about to be unsheathed at any time. Who dares to cause trouble in Hero City? Before Yufei could make a move, an angry shout was heard. Huang Jinghua, Lu Jie, and Yunzhe rushed over with a large group of Hong sect disciples. Ever since someone came to cause trouble in Hero City, Lu Jie and Yunzhe had been guarding here every day, specifically waiting for the people from the alchemy sect to come. Who are you guys? Yufei's expression changed slightly. He realized that Yunzhe and the other two had inner chi fluctuations on their bodies. Furthermore, the three of them were not weak. We're from Hero City! Seeing that the other party was armed, Yunzhe pulled out the fire rod from his waist and looked at Yufei. Pretty boy, hurry up and get your people out of here. Otherwise, I won't be polite anymore. Lu Jie carried the Overlord's slash and stood at the side with a dark expression like Guan Yu. Yufei's eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets. He gave White Cloud a look. White Cloud had been suppressing his anger for a long time. The aura of an early stage 9 inner chi surged in all directions, scaring Huang Jinghua and the other two. Rumble! As if a muffled thunder had struck, the surroundings were enveloped by invisible inner chi. The members of the phone group directly fell to the ground and could not even breathe. Yunzhe and the other two stood in a triangle and released the aura in their bodies to resist. However, the three of them combined couldn't block White Cloud's aura. Fuck! How strong is this person? Lu Jie broke out in a cold sweat. Yunzhe gritted his teeth and forced himself not to speak. Huang Jinghua was currently at stage 7 inner chi and was the strongest among the three. Even he couldn't withstand White Cloud's aura. It's definitely the aura of a stage 9 inner chi. This time we're in big trouble. Both sides did not fight, but they had already carried out a secret duel. Huang Jinghua's side was obviously inferior to the Dan Grandmaster. Moreover, the Dan Grandmaster only sent out White Cloud. Yufei, who was the strongest among them, did not even bother to make a move. Yufei gave White Cloud a look, and White Cloud suddenly stopped. Yunzhe and the others panted heavily. Their breathing was a little rapid. The members of the phone group were even more suffocated. They panted heavily, and 3 of them fainted due to the lack of oxygen. The other members of the phone group quickly took them away for treatment. I didn't expect you to have a stage 7 inner chi martial artist here. Yufei sneered and looked at Huang Jinghua. Huang Jinghua and the other two lost their confidence. Now that Qin Feng was not here, they were no match for these people. The atmosphere instantly became tense, and the temperature plummeted as if it was about to freeze. At this moment, a delicate voice was heard. A beautiful figure floated in the air, followed by a blood-red whip that struck down at Yufei. Lu Jie and the other two were scared to death. The person who came was Hua Yan, one of young Master Qin's women. Why did this girl attack them without asking about the situation? Rumble! When the blood-red whip was about to fall, a ball of flame suddenly appeared. Many disciples of the alchemy faction cried out in shock. They were clearly frightened by this scene. Only Yufei and White Cloud, who were standing at the very front, did not move at all. Their expressions did not change at all. Yufei glanced at White Cloud. White Cloud waved its hand and an orange sword light flew out. Sister Hua, be careful! Lu Jie leaped up and stood in front of Hua Yan to protect her. The flaming whip was cut in half by the sword ray, and it fell to the ground far away and dissipated. The sword ray did not stop there. It went straight for Hua Yan. Hua Yan was in the air, and there was no room for her to dodge. Lu Jie blocked the sword ray for her. Pfft! The sound of skin being cut rang out. Lu Jie had already used his inner chi to protect his body, but the moment his inner chi met the sword ray, it was destroyed. The clothes on his upper body were torn apart, and his white fat body was covered with cuts. Blood spurted everywhere, and he fell heavily to the ground. Lu Jie, are you all right? Yunzhe quickly ran to check on Lu Jie's injuries. Lu Jie's injuries were not light, but fortunately, his life was not in danger. Hua Yan had already landed on the ground. She looked at Lu Jie on the ground, and her eyes were bloodshot. Hua Yan also came to check on the situation in Heroes City. When she arrived, she found out that the troublemakers were from the Pill faction. The Pill faction had killed hundreds of people from the Hua family, and Hua Yan instantly went crazy. Wild dogs of the Pill faction, I'll kill you all! Hua Yan leaped up again, and the blood shadow whip lashed out crazily. There was raging fire, and there was ice. The scene was like two worlds of ice and fire. This time, White Cloud and Bai Yufei's eyes flashed with light. She's actually a dual attribute demonic cultivator. This girl is not bad. If we capture her back to the Pill faction and train her in alchemy, she will definitely be a genius in alchemy. Bai Yufei seemed to be talking to himself, but White Cloud had already flown out to catch Hua Yan. Chapter 958. Sister Hua, be careful! Hua Yan was a Stage 6 demon cultivator, which was equivalent to a Stage 7 inner chi martial artist. However, Hua Yan could not withstand a single blow from White Cloud, who was at the early stage of Stage 9 inner chi. Huang Jinhua roared angrily as White Cloud was about to grab Hua Yan's shoulder. He threw dozens of darts at White Cloud and leaped forward. Humph! It's just a small trick. Fall! White Cloud swatted the darts at Hua Yan. His inner chi surged in all directions and deflected the darts. Hua Yan seized the opportunity and whipped White Cloud a few more times. White Cloud swatted at Hua Yan again and somersaulted backward. Rumble! Hua Yan and Huang Jinhua were sent flying in the air. The dozens of darts hit Huang Jinhua's body, piercing several bloody holes in his arms and thighs. Hua Yan fared better. She was sent flying by a powerful inner chi and was caught by Ren Xiaoyao when she landed on the ground. Zhao Lingxian, Lin Beibei, Bai Qing, Li Yuchen, the Su sisters, and Lu Wenjing were all here. The women stood in a row angrily as they made their moves. They looked as if they were ready to fight the medicine sex group at any time. Ren Xiaoyao handed Hua Yan over to Yun Xiao and leapt in front of the women. Her peerlessly beautiful face was filled with difficulty, as her brows knitted together, as if she was facing a great enemy. Ren Xiaoyao and Hua Yan were the most powerful among the girls. Ren Xiaoyao's Stage 7 inner chi was on par with Hua Yan, but Hua Yan was sent flying by Ren Xiaoyao's palm. Lin Beibei, who was only at Stage 2 inner chi, was nothing more than cannon fodder in this battle. Sisters, stand down. These people are too powerful. You're no match for them. Ren Xiaoyao was expelled from the Ren family. They forced her to live in Heroes City every day. If she didn't sleep with Qin Feng, she wouldn't be able to step into the Ren family. Xiaoyao, you don't need to say any more. It's fine for us sisters to bicker, but when enemies invade, we must work together to protect our home. Zhao Lingxian's ethereal voice rang out. Her tone was very determined. Yes. We will not retreat. This is our home. Lin Beibei, who had always been weak, had a determined look on her face. The other women expressed their opinions as well. Of course, they could tell that the other party was powerful, but Qin Fen had left Heroes City for everyone. Now that Qin Fen was gone, as the mistresses of Heroes City, they had to protect their home with their lives. Shock flashed through Ren Xiaoyao's eyes. She finally understood why Qin Feng liked these women. These women were indeed worthy of Qin Feng's heavy responsibility, and his life to give them happiness. Ren Xiaoyao didn't try to persuade anyone. She held her waning moon sword and stood at the front. She was now everyone's pillar of support. Sisters, go back quickly. The battlefield belongs to the men. As long as we don't die, we don't need you to fight. Yunzhe was shocked. Although he rejected these women in his heart because he hoped that Big Brother Qin would only love Yun Xiao, at this moment Yun Zhe was moved. He held the raging fire rod and leaped in front of Rin Xiaoyao, using the raging fire rod to block the girls and push them back. Damn it! Didn't you just cultivate for a few more decades? What's there to be proud about? When I cultivate to your age, I can kill you with one hand. Lu Jie, who was covered in blood, gritted his teeth and stood up. He ran to Yun Zhe's side. His burly body was like a small hill as he stood in front of the women. Huang Jinhua also came. He gritted his teeth and pulled out the throwing knives on his body. He didn't care about the blood that spurted out. His blood-red eyes stared at Bai Yin. The women were anxious, and Lin Bei was crying. Since the establishment of Hero City, they had encountered many troubles. However, this time's trouble was the most troublesome. Even Huang Jinhua felt a little hopeless. Bai Yufei looked at the group of people who were not afraid of death. The expression in his eyes was somewhat complicated. His gaze suddenly fell on Hua Yin. He felt that this woman was somewhat familiar. However, Bai Yufei couldn't figure it out at the moment. Bai Yin did not make a move. He had been waiting for his big brother's decision. Bai Yufei was determined to take over Hero City. He had wanted to discuss this matter before. He thought that the people in Hero City were ordinary people. According to the regulations between the Huaxia government and the outer martial arts world, the outer martial arts world forces could not attack ordinary people. However, Bai Yufei discovered that Hero City was not as simple as it seemed. It was clearly a base built by a martial artist. This was exactly what Bai Yufei wanted. The Chinese government could not interfere in the battles between the martial artists outside. Bai Yufei could go on a killing spree and occupy Hero City. Bai Yufei's eyes lit up. You are no match for the herbal sect. I'll give you one last chance. Surrender now and hand over the city. I can let you go and accept you as the outer sect disciples of the herbal sect. You will serve the herbal sect in the future. Otherwise, you will be killed on the spot. The Huaxia government did not interfere with the battles of the outer martial arts world. It was fine as long as it did not affect the lives of ordinary people. Bai Yufei had no scruples. In his eyes, Hua Yan and the others were merely a group of ants. Bai, you deceived your master and betrayed your sect 10 years ago. You killed the people of my Hua family and seized my alchemy sect. Today, you still dare to come and take over Hero City? You'll have to do it over my dead body. A furious roar was heard from afar. It sounded very far away, but in the span of a few breaths, a gray-robed elder appeared in the air and slammed his palm down. Boom! A loud explosion was heard. Bai Yufei did not move. However, his expression changed drastically and his eyes flickered with disbelief. Bai Yun was also stunned. Then, he swung his sword. More than 10 sword rays flashed and exploded in midair with the elder's inner chi. It felt as if the ground was shaking. Loud explosions were heard. It was the aftermath of the explosion. The members of the phone group who were guarding the perimeter of Hero City retreated. It was not that they were afraid of death. It was because the battle had gone beyond what they could accept. Bai Yun landed on the ground after a few slashes. The gray-robed elder landed next to Hua Yin. It's you? Hua Bei! Bai Yufei regained his senses. However, the shock in his eyes had yet to fade. Hua Yin pouted and glared at Bai Yufei. She scolded. How dare you call my grandfather by his name? He's your master! The person who came was Hua Yan's grandfather. 10 years ago, he was also Bai Yufei's master, Hua Bei. 10 years ago, Hua Bei was impressed by Bai Yufei's talent in alchemy. Thus, he accepted Bai Yufei as a disciple of the alchemy faction. He personally taught Bai Yufei the art of alchemy. However, when Bai Yufei had some achievements, he secretly framed the Hua family. He took away the alchemy faction and renamed it the alchemy faction. Hua Bei and the others were poisoned. In order to save them, Hua Bei destroyed his own cultivation and forcefully brought Hua Yan and his grandchildren away. 10 years passed in the blink of an eye. Now that the master and disciple met again, the atmosphere was completely different. It was said that a master for a day was a father for life. However, the master and disciple pair had now become irreconcilable enemies. Yan, that bastard is the Hua family's #1 enemy. He is not my disciple. Our master-disciple relationship was severed 10 years ago, Hua Bei said coldly. Bai Yufei suddenly laughed. He did not expect Hua Bei to still be alive. For the past 10 years, Bai Yufei had been searching for Hua Bei. He was worried about her. Now that he had met her in Hero City, he was overjoyed. Great! You old fart, you are really lucky. I should have killed you 10 years ago, but I let you live for another 10 years. However, the result is still the same. None of the Hua family members will escape today. As soon as Bai Yufei finished speaking, Bai Yun swung his sword. Hua Bei leaped into the air again and fought with Bai Yun. In the past 10 years, Hua Bei had used medicinal pills to restore her strength to the early stage of Stage 9 inner Qi. Not even Hua Yan knew about this. Bang! 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 The battle was unusually intense. Thunderous noises kept ringing in Bai Yufei's ears. Bai Yufei's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Originally, he only wanted to take over Hero City, but he did not expect that Hero City was the Hua family's territory. What Bai Yufei did 10 years ago could be considered as heartless. He did not want this to spread out. Today, he wanted to bathe Hero City in blood. Buzz! The faint sound of a sword rang. Bai Yufei unsheathed the sword in his hand. The sword flashed and blood splattered everywhere. Xiao Yao! Are you alright? Ren Xiaoyao was a Stage 7 inner Qi martial artist. Her moon-shroud swordsmanship was extremely profound. When Qin Feng used the 9 swords of Dugu against her, he was amazed by Ren Xiaoyao's swordsmanship. However, under Bai Yufei's sword, Ren Xiaoyao did not even have the chance to make a move. She did not even have the time to unsheath the waning moon's sword. She was already lying on the ground a dozen meters away. Hua Yan quickly went to check on Ren Xiaoyao's injuries. The women rushed toward Bai Yufei with cold faces. Huang Jinghua, Yunzhe, and Lu Jia were so scared that they screamed. If something happened to one of their sisters-in-law, they would be too ashamed to face Qin Feng. 3 figures flashed quickly and pounced on Bai Yufei first. Humph! A bunch of ants! Bai Yufei sneered. He swung the sword in his hand. It looked slow, but in the next second, Yunzhe and the other 2 were sent flying and landed on the ground dozens of meters away. Blood flowed like a river at the entrance of Hero City. The disciples of the Hong sect had all fallen. At this moment, only Zhao Lingxian and the other women were left standing outside Hero City. Hua Bei and Bai Yun were equally powerful. The 2 of them were fighting to the death. Hua Bei looked over and was so anxious that her neck turned red. You're no match for him. Run! Hua Bei yelled at the women, but they did not listen to her. The beauties were divided into teams. When they saw each other, they would bicker and quarrel. When it got serious, they would even fight each other. However, in the face of an enemy, the beauties had already put aside their internal conflicts. They were like sisters. They looked at each other, and their eyes shone with determination. Sisters! Stay alive! I'm going to quarrel with you for the rest of my life! Zhao Lingxian yelled and took the lead to stab at Bai Yufei. Lin Bei hurriedly followed. The beautiful Su sisters leapt up. Bai Qing and Li Yuchen's expressions were grave and stern. Lu Wenjing waved her long whip, and even the youngest Lu Xiaojia yelled and waved her fists to keep up with the older sisters. The women attacked as if they were goddesses descending to the mortal world. Chapter 959. Buzz! A crisp sound was heard. No one saw how Bai Yufei attacked with his sword. It was so fast that it almost disappeared. The sword Qi disappeared in a flash. Lu Jie, Huang Jinghua, and Yunzhe were lying on the ground. The 3 of them had ferocious looks on their faces as they kept shouting the girls' names. Hua Yan and Ren Xiaoyao felt their hearts skip a beat. They could almost see the tragic scene that was about to happen. The 2 girls could not accept this fact. Time seemed to have stopped at this moment. Everyone was filled with despair. "How dare you create trouble in Hero City, you little brat!" An old voice sounded as if it came from the ancient times. Lu Jie and the others quickly looked up. A white shadow was floating in the air. It was Huatua, the miracle doctor. Rumble! Huatua slapped Bai Yufei with his palm. The air seemed to crack, and a turbulent aura blocked in front of the girls, dissipating the aura of the sword. The girls were still in shock. Huatua had already landed on the ground. His skinny body looked like it could be blown away by a gust of wind. However, standing in front of everyone, he gave them a sense of security that they had never felt before. Bai Yufei was stunned. His eyes were shining with surprise as he looked at Huatua from head to toe. Huatua was wearing a white robe and stood with his hands behind his back. The wrinkles on his face symbolized the vicissitudes of life that Huatua had experienced. His white eyebrows were slightly furrowed, and his white beard was fluttering in the wind. Bai Yufei looked at Huatua, and Huatua looked back at him. The two of them were obviously the strongest in the scene. However, they did not have any aura on them. Bai Yufei's heart was soon shaken. His calmness was broken because he realized that the old man in front of him was also a true energy stage expert. The strength of Hero City had long surpassed Bai Yufei's expectations. "Who are you? Which faction are you from?" Huatua did not speak. Bai Yufei could not understand Huatua at all. He could not help but ask. "Huatua from the Hero Alliance!" Bai Yufei was stunned again. In the martial arts world outside of Huaxia, there were very few true Qi stage experts. Logically speaking, those who could step into the true Qi stage were all famous figures in the martial arts world. However, Bai Yufei did not know Huatua, which was why he asked. However, the Hero Alliance that Huatua mentioned and the name that he said were extremely unfamiliar. "I'm Bai Yufei, the leader of the Herbal faction. Why haven't I heard of the Hero Alliance?" Bai Yufei announced his name. The herbal sect's reputation in the martial arts world was still quite resounding. Bai Yufei was trying to suppress Huatua in terms of reputation. A pensive look flashed across Huatuo's face before he quickly regained his senses. "The medicine sect? So you're the little thief who snatched away little friend Bai's alchemy sect. You grandson, why aren't you kneeling down when you see your grandfather?" Huatua had established the Divine Pill sect during his era. The current Hua Yen and the others were a branch of the Divine Pill sect. As time passed, the surname Hua was changed to Hua, and the Divine Pill sect was changed to Pill sect by the Hua family. Huatua was indeed the ancestor of the Hua family. Bai Yufei was Hua Bei's disciple 10 years ago, so he had to address Huatua as his ancestor. Huatua was not lying. However, Bai Yufei had no idea about this complicated relationship. If he knew that the Huatua in front of him was the same as the legendary Dr. Huatua, he would be scared to death. "Old fart, I'm trying to negotiate with you, but you're trying to take advantage of me. Don't think that I'm afraid of you. If we really fight, it's hard to say who will win." Bai Yufei was indeed afraid of Huatuo's skills, which was why he said so much nonsense. Huatuo's expression turned cold, and his voice sounded like a muffled thunder. "You unfilial grandchild, your grandfather will teach you a lesson today." Huatuo's aura suddenly surged, and the turbulent aura surged out like a tidal wave. The herbal faction's disciples were pressed to the ground and could not get up. Bai Yufei's expression was solemn, and he looked like a completely different person compared to his frivolous self earlier. Without any time to think, Bai Yufei quickly swung his sword at Huatua. Huatua used his palm while Bai Yufei used his sword. The two of them ran to an empty plain in the distance. Even from thousands of meters away, they could hear the rumbling sounds of battle. The people in Hero City and the martial artists who passed by the area outside were stunned. There were very few true Qi experts in Huaxia, and now there were two of them. Watching Huatu and Bai Yufei fighting, everyone felt like it was the end of the world. "Bei, are you okay? Is everyone okay?" After the girls came to their senses, they began to check each other's injuries. Lu Jia Yunzhe and Huang Jinhua looked into the distance like they were going senile. Only now did they know that Huatua was a true Qi expert. The three of them were so scared that they were drenched in sweat when they thought about how they would go to the herb garden to steal spiritual pearls and herbs to achieve a breakthrough. The martial artists from the outer world were completely dumbfounded. These people came from various sections. Shaolin Temple, Wudang sect, and the other big sects were among them. Many of them had been discussing about taking over Hero City earlier. But at this moment those thoughts were completely destroyed. Rumble! Rumble! The battle in the distance was still going on, but almost no one could see the details of the battle. Bai Yufei and Hua Tuo turned into two rays of light, one green and one white. Occasionally, the two of them would land on the ground, but in the blink of an eye, they would disappear again. However, the cracked rocks and the shaking ground told everyone that the battle was still going on, and it was extremely intense. Hua Bei and Bai Yun stopped fighting, and both of them returned to their respective teams. They also watched the battle in the distance. Bai Yufei's long sword was so fast that it was invisible, but it could not hurt Hua Tuo. Hua Tuo was barehanded, but it did not affect his strength. True Qi experts could release their true Qi and transform it into various forms. If Hua Tuo had a sword in his heart, he could transform his true Qi into a sword. If he needed fire, he could transform his true Qi into fire. Bang, bang, bang! Hua Tuo landed a dozen palm strikes in a row, but they were all completed in an instant. A dozen fireballs fell from the sky, and Bai Yufei leaped to avoid the attack. The fireballs hit the ground and instantly created a dozen deep pits. The battle only lasted for 10 minutes, but the two of them had exchanged more than 1,000 blows. Hua Tuo was a true Qi stage expert, but he lacked battle experience. When Qin Feng first got Hua Tuo, Shimen Chui Shui told him that if they were to fight, Shimen Chui Shui was confident that he could trap Hua Tuo. Apart from battle experience, Hua Tuo was facing another huge problem. The current era of Earth was very different from the era he was born in. The magnetic field of the fireballs had changed drastically. Ever since Hua Tuo was released from the system, he had to endure the interference of Earth's magnetic field. Fortunately, he had gotten used to Earth's magnetic field after staying in Hero City for more than 2 months. If it were Shimen Chui Shui or Ouyang Feng, 10 minutes would be more than enough for them to drop a few levels. Hua Tuo's level had dropped from True Qi stage to the peak of stage 9 Inner Qi. The difference was obvious. "Ha! Old man, you're too old, and your stamina is too weak." Bai Yufei soon noticed the abnormality in Hua Tuo's body, and he couldn't help but laugh. Hua Tuo did not waste any more time. He wanted to end the battle as soon as possible. Rumble! Several more fireballs flew down, heading straight for Bai Yu. However, this time, Bai Yufei did not dodge. Instead, he swung his long sword at Hua Tuo. An invisible wave of air rippled in front of Hua Tuo. Hua Tuo did not dodge either. Instead, he waited for Bai Yufei to come to him. When the two of them appeared again, time seemed to have stopped. Everyone could finally see the situation clearly. Shit! Hua Tuo is going to get hurt. Hua Bei was not weak either. She quickly saw through the current situation. Everyone in Hero City was worried about Hua Tuo, and the martial artists outside of Hero City were screaming in shock. The battle between true Qi stage masters was too terrifying. "Old man, go to hell!" Bai Yufei's sword was already in front of Hua Tuo. A hint of excitement flashed in his eyes. Hua Tuo still did not dodge. At the critical moment, he suddenly moved his body to the side. The long sword fell and pierced through Hua Tuo's left arm. However, at this moment, a bolt of lightning struck down from the sky and landed on Bai Yufei's head. Rumble! Sword Qi exploded, and thunder rumbled. Both Hua Tuo and Bai Yufei fell from the sky, creating 2 deep pits on the ground. Hua Bei and Bai Yufei's expressions changed. The two of them flew away at the same time. Bai Yufei was lying in a deep pit. His body was charred by the lightning, and black smoke was rising from it. Hua Tuo was also severely injured. One of his arms was covered in blood, and he could no longer lift it. "Senior Hua Tuo, are you okay?" Hua Bei was the first to arrive. She quickly took out a bottle of pills and fed it to Hua Tuo. Bai Yun also came to Bai Yufei's side and pulled him to the ground. Looking at his brother, who was battered by the lightning, Bai Yun's eyes almost popped out. "Big brother, are you okay?" Bai Yufei felt pain all over his body. That bolt of lightning had hurt him badly. Bai Yufei could have stabbed Hua Tuo to death, but he did not expect the old man to have the ability to use lightning. True Qi stage masters could convert their true Qi into fire and ice, but they could only do so after breaking through to stage 6 of true Qi. Bai Yufei had been careless. "Let's retreat first. Once I recover, I will bathe Hero City in blood." Bai Yufei gritted his teeth and said. Bai Yun did not dare to delay and carried Bai Yufei away. Most of the 30-odd disciples from the medicine sect were now lying in a pool of blood. The 5 or 6 disciples who could crawl to their feet hurriedly caught up with the sect master and elder Bai Yun. As for those who could not crawl to their feet, no one cared whether they lived or died. "Don't chase after them. You can't beat them." Hua Bei saw that the herbal sect leader was about to escape, so she picked up her sword and chased after them. However, she was stopped by Hua Tuo. Hua Bei's hatred could not be extinguished, but she still returned to Hua Tuo's side. "Senior, let me help you recover." Hua Bei helped Hua Tuo to the gate of Hero City. The girls surrounded them. Hua Tuo looked at them and said, "The injured and the women, follow me back. The rest of you stay here. The herbal sect will not give up. We have to recover as soon as possible and be ready for battle." The members of the Hong sect and the Feng group stayed to guard Hero City. The girls refused to leave, but Hua Tuo persuaded them again and again. The sudden attack from the herbal sect had caused great damage to Hero City, but no one wanted to report it to Qin Fin. They knew that Qin Fin had more important things to do, and they did not want to distract him. This battle also made Hero City famous in the martial arts world and the Hero Alliance famous. Chapter 960. The filming of Hedonist Sovereign was completed. The bed scene that Qin Feng had been looking forward to since the beginning of filming never came to fruition. At least Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku were able to turn their act into reality. When he recalled how he fought with Zhang Kuku and the shy expressions of Rao Sherman and the other beauties, Qin Feng couldn't help but feel excited. Now that the filming was complete, Qin Feng should return to China. However, the William family's mission had not been completed, so Qin Feng could not leave now. Under Qin Feng's repeated persuasion, Rao Sherman and the other women returned to China. The staff from Hong Kong's House of Millions Media also left. Qin Feng was the only one left in America. "Qin Feng, the Dragon Sect has contacted the Blood Kindred. The Blood Kindred's prince wants to meet with you first." Yan Wu Shuang's voice rang in Qin Feng's mind. She had been chatting with Qin Feng almost every day for the past few days. "Where's the location?" Qin Feng replied telepathically. "Let's meet at your hotel at 1 in the afternoon. I'll send you their contact details." As soon as Yan Wu Shuang sent the message, the doorbell rang. Qin Feng went to open the door. A tall and sturdy man stood at the door. "Qin Feng?" The man was Caucasian. He wore a black windbreaker, a round hat, and a pair of black sunglasses. But he spoke in Huaxia. Qin Feng froze for a moment, then quickly reacted. "A blood-breed prince?" After hearing Qin Feng's reply, the man walked into the room and sat down on the sofa. "Didn't you say to meet at 1 p.m.? You came 2 hours earlier?" Qin Feng looked at his watch and asked. "Hello? I'm Dracula, a descendant of the Brute clan." Dracula didn't answer Qin Feng's question. Instead, he stood up to shake hands with Qin Feng. As soon as Qin Feng grabbed Count's hand, he immediately felt a boundless force pulling him over. "Aww!" Dracula's face, which was as pale as a sheet, suddenly became sinister. He opened his bloody mouth and tried to bite Qin Feng's neck. Qin Feng didn't even have time to react. Didn't they say that these blood tribe members had been tamed and wouldn't drink human blood? It wasn't like that at all. "Ha ha! Brother Qin Feng, I was just joking with you. But your willpower is very strong, so you can be the spy for this mission." Just as Count's teeth were about to touch Qin Feng's neck, he suddenly retreated and grinned at Qin Feng. Qin Feng patted his chest. He thought to himself that if Count had retreated a fraction of a second later, he would have killed him. Dracula, you're such a lame person. Don't you know that random jokes can kill people? Qin Feng rolled his eyes at Dracula. Dracula laughed. Don't worry, I won't really bite you to death. Qin Feng curled his lips. You're the one who's going to die. Count froze for a moment, then laughed heartily. Ha ha! Interesting, interesting. You Chinese are indeed very confident. You're the first one to say something like that to me. However, I'm afraid you don't have the strength to do so. Seeing that Dracula wanted to spar with him, Qin Feng waved his hand and said, Forget it, you don't understand how powerful I am. I'd better not spar with you. Otherwise, the US government will send a new blood tribe leader to meet me before our cooperation even begins. The smile on Dracula's face froze, and he suddenly punched. There was no inner chi in his fist. It was more like a punch from an ancient martial artist who practiced external techniques. The air seemed to have been shattered. Qin Feng couldn't predict the hidden force in this punch. However, he felt a strong sense of death coming toward him. Dracula actually made Qin Feng nervous. Rumble! Thunder rumbled and Tiger roared. Qin Feng punched out and collided with Dracula's fist. The room shook violently. Debris fell from the ceiling of the ceiling. The chandelier hanging in the middle of the living room shook violently as if it was going to fall at any moment. Bang! Qin Feng lost his balance and was sent flying backward. Dracula didn't move an inch, but he was shorter than before. His shoes sank into the ground. Yan Wushuang had given Qin Feng a detailed introduction of the Blood Tribe. The Blood Tribe lived in the day and came out at night. They possessed strength that was beyond the reach of ordinary people. After this punch, Qin Feng finally believed it. Dracula's strength was at the 9th stage of external technique. Rumble! Qin Feng freed himself from the wall and sent out 2 balls of destructive fire. Panic flashed in Dracula's eyes. The Blood Tribe was afraid of fire. Brother Qin Feng, I was just joking. Take your fire away. In the blink of an eye, the fireballs landed in front of Dracula. Dracula couldn't stay calm anymore. He wanted to dodge, but the fireballs seemed to have eyes. No matter where he ran, the 2 balls of fire chased after him. Joking? You sent me flying, and you're done with a joke? Qin Feng wasn't a person who would let himself be taken advantage of. Dracula flew around the room. Qin Feng found that the Blood Tribe was not only strong, but also fast. He was like a bolt of lightning. I just want to see Brother Qin Feng's strength, and see if you have the ability to accept this mission. If your strength is too low, I'll advise you to quit. Otherwise, you'll die in vain. Dracula's voice was anxious. It seemed like he was really frightened by the 2 balls of fire. However, Qin Feng didn't stop. He shouted, Then you have to let me punch you. Dracula almost stumbled and fell. He felt that Qin Feng was like a child when he threw a tantrum. Quick, hit me. After running for a while, Dracula couldn't take it anymore. He took the initiative to come to Qin Feng's side and let him hit him. Qin Feng kicked him. Dracula didn't dodge and directly sank into the opposite wall. Rumble! Qin Feng waved his hand, and the 2 fireballs disappeared. Dracula couldn't help but vomit a mouthful of blood. However, he didn't cry out in pain. Dracula, are you okay? Qin Feng put on a worried expression and ran over to pull Dracula out. Dracula's face was as black as the bottom of a pot. He sat down on the sofa angrily. Let's talk about the plan. Qin Feng's expression returned to normal. He poured himself a cup of tea. Go ahead. Dracula ran for a long time. His lips were dry from thirst. However, after waiting for a long time, Qin Feng only poured him a cup of tea. This made Dracula angry again. The reason why I came in advance was to prevent spies from appearing in the Chinese government, and to prevent my identity from being exposed. Then there are no spies in the US government? Are you trying to cause trouble? Qin Feng rolled his eyes at Dracula. Dracula poured himself a cup of water and drank it in one gulp. Of course there are spies in the U.S. government. Therefore, I only listened to the arrangements of one superior for this mission. I can guarantee that there won't be any mistakes on the U.S. side. You have to guarantee that there won't be any mistakes on the Chinese side. Dracula was very cautious. Qin Feng quite liked working with people like him. Chapter 961. I'm the only one participating in the mission from Huaxia. How can I be a spy? Besides, I was the one who discovered the William family's plan. If I were a spy, why would I tell the U.S. government? Qin Feng discovered another weakness of the Blood Clan, and it seemed that they had some problems with their intelligence. All right, then we can discuss the plan further, Dracula said. According to the U.S. intelligence agency, the William family is using the Iron Tank Corps as a training base. Since you have the fire ability and are favored by the William family, you need to infiltrate the William family and find the precise location of the experimental base and send it to us. According to the U.S. intelligence agency, the William family's Arcana experimental base is training level 6 Arcanists. They are also conducting an experiment that can train ordinary people into Arcanists in batches. Once they succeed in the experiment, it will lead to a disaster on the entire Earth. Dracula said seriously, and his brows were knitted together. Qin Feng's mouth twitched, and he yelled at Dracula. Damn it! This is what the U.S. intelligence agency found out. This is obviously the news that Sir System told you guys. Dracula blushed, and he was a little embarrassed. Ahem. Since Brother Qin Feng has understood the urgency and crisis of the situation, let us discuss the details of our cooperation. This time, our main mission is to destroy the experimental base. We don't need to fight the Iron Tank Corps. After the experimental base is destroyed, the U.S. military will take care of the rest. Dracula explained the plan proposed by the U.S. in detail, and it was similar to what Qin Feng had in mind. The Blood Clan is going to send a few hundred people to help me this time? Qin Feng asked. Dracula was stunned. He curled his lips and said, I'll try my best. I'll send about 30 people. Qin Feng was so angry that his nose was crooked. The William family had hundreds of metahumans, and they were even conducting experiments in the base of the Iron Tank Corps. It was fine if the United States did not send an army over, but they actually sent 30 vampires. This was too much of a scam. No, we have to send at least 500 members of the Blood Clan. Otherwise, we will be going to our deaths. Qin Feng disagreed. The corner of Dracula's mouth twitched violently, and he rolled his eyes. You probably don't understand us blood breeds. Our bloodline is very pure, and there are only 300 members in the entire Brook branch of the blood breed. The selection of the blood race's descendants is extremely strict, and it requires the approval of the prince under them. Furthermore, nurturing descendants is also an extremely troublesome and long process. Where are you going to find 500 blood race members for you? Qin Feng was at his wits' end. The number of vampires on Earth was even fewer than the number of ancient martial artists in China. The two of them chatted for a while, then Dracula left first. After Dracula left, Qin Feng dialed the number that Prince William had left for him. Brother Jing Shuai, I heard that the movie you filmed in the United States has been completed. Can you come to the William family for training now? The call was quickly connected, and Prince William's excited voice could be heard. Yeah, my movie is over. Do you guys have time? Come to the hotel and pick me up, Qin Feng said. Good, good. I'll go there myself. After hanging up the call with Prince William, she waited for more than an hour before Prince William rushed over. He drove the Lincoln limousine that Qin Feng sat in. Even though it was still daytime, the windows of the car were closed, so he could not see what was happening outside. Brother Jing Shuai, it's great that you joined the William family. Only the William family can nurture a special ability user like you. In the car, Prince William took the initiative to chat with Qin Feng. Most of the conversation was about how great the William family was, and Qin Feng almost vomited after listening to it. The car drove smoothly, and by the time they arrived at the base of the iron tank core, the sky had begun to darken. The two of them alighted from the car and arrived at the underground special ability training ground. The training ground was tens of thousands of square meters, and as usual, there were hundreds of special ability users training non-stop. Ice, fire, thunder, and lightning abilities would appear from time to time, and the scene was spectacular. "Little Zheng Shuai, you're here!" Professor Mike walked over. He was supervising everyone's training in the base. Qin Feng nodded at Professor Mike as a greeting. Prince William smiled at Qin Feng and said, "Brother Zheng Shuai, come with us to test your special ability level first." "Ah? I still need to test? Didn't they say that I'm a rank 5 fire ability user?" Qin Feng looked at the two of them blankly. "Ha! Brother, your flame does seem to have reached the intensity of a rank 5 special ability, but this is just my and Professor Mike's conjecture. We have a special testing device here, so we have to follow the standard of the device. Moreover, even if you're a rank 5 special ability user, there's still a huge difference in strength." After Prince William explained, Qin Feng followed the two of them to a semi-enclosed room. In the room, there was a large, oddly shaped device. It was Qin Feng's first time seeing such a thing. "How do we test it?" Qin Feng asked. "You just need to activate your most powerful special ability and smash the flame on the device," Prince William explained patiently. Boom! As soon as he finished speaking, Qin Feng smashed a ball of destructive flame at the device. A loud bang rang out, and the temperature rose by a few degrees. Prince William and Professor Mike were shocked. Bang! The fireball smashed on the device, and another muffled sound rang out. The three of them looked at the device, and Qin Feng was slightly stunned. He didn't know what material the device was made of, but it was not burned by the destructive flame. "Oh my God! Impossible! How is this possible?" Prince William and Professor Mike exclaimed at the same time. Both of them were acting like idiots, and Qin Feng was shocked by the two of them. "Brother Prince, what's the result of the test? What are you guys shouting for?" Qin Feng couldn't understand the device, but judging from Prince William and Professor Mike's reaction, something serious must have happened. The two of them stared fixedly at Qin Feng, as if they had discovered a treasure in the desert. Qin Feng got goosebumps just looking at them. After a long time, Prince William regained his senses. He stuttered, "Why, your result is too shocking. Why, your flame has reached the level of a rank 6 special ability user." No wonder Prince William and Professor Mike were so shocked. The destructive flame belonged to the primordial fire of myriad beasts, so it was natural for it to be stronger. However, it was Qin Feng's turn to be shocked. The flame released by a rank 6 special ability user was comparable to the destructive flame? If that was the case, then he couldn't allow a rank 6 special ability user to be nurtured. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Qin Feng pretended to be confused and said foolishly, "No way! My flame has reached the standard of a rank 6 special ability user? Don't tell me the device is broken? I don't know. Why don't you try another device?" Prince William and Professor Mike were dumbfounded. They couldn't be sure if the device was broken, so they dragged Qin Feng to the testing room next door. Boom! After entering the house, Qin Feng didn't waste any time and shot out another ball of fire of destruction. This time, however, Qin Feng intentionally lowered the intensity of the fire of destruction. The device showed that it was a rank 5 fire ability. "What level does it show?" Qin Feng asked, playing dumb. "Rank 5. Then the device over there is broken. Why don't I go over there and try again?" Qin Feng ran next door and suppressed the intensity of the destructive flames. The test result was also level 5. This time, everyone let out a sigh of relief. Level 5 was normal. It should be known that in the entire William family, there had never been a level 6 mutant. By the way, why did the device suddenly fail? Was the strength of rank 6 high? Qin Feng was still worried about the rank 6 special ability user. "I don't know why it suddenly failed. I've never encountered such a situation before. The test result was very high, reaching the peak strength of a rank 6 special ability user. I guess it's beyond the range of this device. Otherwise, it could be even higher. Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief after hearing Prince William's explanation. It turned out that the destructive flame had reached the peak strength of the device. This meant that the destructive flame might not necessarily be the strength of a rank 6 special ability user. If the device allowed it, it might reach the strength of a rank 8 or rank 9 special ability user. Now that the test result is out, what should I do next? Qin Feng changed the topic. He had to find the research base as soon as possible. Even if Qin Feng deliberately suppressed the intensity of the destructive flame, the test result was still very high, reaching the peak of a rank 5 special ability user. Such a special ability user was extremely rare in the William family, and he was the focus of training. However, Qin Feng had just joined the William family, and Prince William and Professor Mike didn't trust him very much. Were they going to bring Qin Feng to the laboratory now? Would something go wrong? Why aren't you guys talking? Prince William and Professor Mike were weighing the pros and cons in their hearts. Qin Feng shouted again, and the two quickly came back to their senses. Hee hee! Brother Jing Shuai, don't worry. You practice in the training field for a while. I'll go out with Professor Mike to discuss something. Prince William left Qin Feng behind, gave Professor Mike a look, and the two ran out. Professor Mike, I reckon there's no fire special ability user in the entire William family who can compare to Jing Shuai. What do you think we should do? Prince William went straight to the point when there was no one else around. Professor Mike's face was solemn. Our plan is about to begin. We're lacking special ability users with strong attack power, and fire special ability users are the strongest attackers. Jing Shuai's arrival is timely, but he's new here and we don't know much about him. If we send him to the research base now, it'll be troublesome if something happens. P.S. Recommend an urban novel, The Village Miracle Doctor, by Song of Crimson Flame. You're tuning into the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.